Okay. Last time we
On Dragon
started.
Ball Z.
Last time in Dragon Ball Z, we
Mm-hmm.
started with a combat against some muddy boys, and they were trying to pull you into a hole. And that was intensely frustrating for everyone involved. But you followed the mysterious masked figure down into a further cave, a further tunnel, and came across some very unsettling things growing in the walls. And what happened there is that you poked one of the sacks and it jumped out and it totally ran at you with a lamprey mouth. That's what
This is
happened.
the worst timeline.
The worst timeline. And there was no choice but to defend yourself from it.
Okay. Well, in the interest of not provoking any more of those things, I don't think I'll be throwing any more blocks at bubbles.
Well, if you don't crit it, then it'll probably be fine.
Mm. All right, so that is where we left off. Let's see. Right, and there was a little old man fucker.
There is a
Like,
wrinkly figure just ahead of you, keeping an eye
did
on you.
which way did he go from here? Did he go left
Uh,
or did he
he
right?
was he was last spied on this corner.
Okay, got it. That means we're going this way.
Yeah, Ziga is going to dispatch each one of these pods that he comes across.
You are going to attack them?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to skewer them through the pod, so they don't even have time to like come out, wake up, run at us or whatever. Does that seem reasonable?
I mean,
No.
you do you, bro.
They're vile from
I
Ziga's
mean,
perspective.
yeah, I'm gonna go over it with B. But you do you.
So you're going to skewer this pod.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could you make an attack for me, please? It's not a particularly difficult one, but it is one. That will hit. In a move that should surprise no one.
Basically, I'm just trying to hit the mass behind the thin layer of skin-ish
Yes.
and put it out of its misery.
Could I have the damage, please?
Oh, okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure. Do I roll sneak attack?
Yeah, and that probably crit as well, if we're honest.
Is there
Okay.
anything in this corner that I might see?
Oh, you've moved. Sorry, yes.
No worries.
That will do the job. It will shriek at you in anger and try and kind of lunge towards you with a big gross lamprey mouthful of teeth. That's definitely going to do some fucking damage if it reaches you. But it doesn't.
Okay. And he'll continue to do so on each successive one. And I don't necessarily think that anybody needs to like stick around and watch if they're not. But yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Do you need me to roll for each one?
You know what? They're basically helpless. You can probably coup de
Yeah,
grace
I think
them.
we're like
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm essentially doing. That was what
Sure.
I was picturing. So I was
Sure.
confused by the-
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, the deed is done.
Okay.
All right.
I guess the only way we can go is this way now.
Yeah.
I think is that
Well,
or leave, right? So
And they're profoundly aware of our presence, so I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
there's any reason to stealth or anything like that. Ziga's attempt to do so earlier was basically useless. Which, to be fair, I rolled like a 5. But Ziga doesn't know that.
Also, the old man was being very attentive, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was actively observing
literally
anyway.
staring down the hall at the only entrance to it. So
And you know what? It's still there, and it's still
Oh,
looking at you. It's watching you.
I had not seen a good. I had not had a good view of its face until
No.
now.
This is the first time you catch a good glimpse of it, and it looks pretty grim.
I recognize that thumbnail.
You should.
Yeah.
Don't recognize the thumbnail, but I have seen a YouTuber who makes similar faces on their animations.
Oh, good.
I assume it looks like it's something out of like Attack on Titan or something.
No, that's a magic card.
It is. Turns out
Sorry.
magic cards are a great repository for art for D&D. Who knew?
Yeah, sorry to pierce the veil there.
No,
Yep,
it's
that's
fine.
that's
It's,
magic card.
it's not the first time I've used a magic card. and
No,
won't-
it isn't.
And it won't be the last. This thing is definitely not like new, whatever it is. This thing has lived a bit. And it sees B and it just catches the edge of Zigger before it fucking scampers off down the hallway.
Does it seem to move kind of nimbly for an old man?
Picture Gollum, but wrinklier.
Okay, got it.
And like a bit smaller.
Gollum is very smooth.
Mm.
I don't know why I was expecting that.
Imagine Gollum, but he got really fat, but then he lost all the weight.
Yeah, I'm picturing Gollum with like Gollum's skin being like 2 sizes too big for him.
Yeah. That is not the polygon reveal.
I posted wrinkly guy in his youth.
And then you see, well, quite the corridor.
Oh my god. The teddy bear!
And the wrinkly thing is like, they're here. And then goes over here, and then goes over here.
Right, I was collecting dolls.
Decapitated teddy bear over here.
Right, well, that can be fixed. We can build it better, stronger,
Robo Bear.
faster.
We have the Technola bear.
Oh, okay.
What are we coming up on our
I was
left
gonna say
here?
virology.
At first blush, it looks like the kind of wall that the things were growing on, but not with a thing growing on it.
Like a used one.
No, not even really a used one, just like nothing's been done with it yet.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'm gonna move over here and destroy it, essentially.
Against a wall. I don't know how easy it is to destroy the wall.
Well, I mean, it like presumably like the sac or whatever that grows the entity.
I don't
is
see a
still...
sack.
There is
What
no
is that?
sack.
There's no sack.
Only balls.
Wait, no.
But wait, actually, hold on. Is the doll there?
The bear is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And is it like, does it look like it's just been discarded there, or does it look like it's been like put there with deliberate precision and?
It is sat up against the wall in a little
Okay.
little cubby bit, but there's lots of little cubby bits. This is just the one with the bear in it.
Okay. Zigga's gonna use his rapier to like shove it out of the way, like so, like just like fling it up against the wall or something like that over here.
Sure. Could you make a reflex save for me, please?
Oh,
Okay.
is it gonna be a killer teddy bear?
Okay. You
I
manage.
I can re-roll it if I need to.
No, it's good. You're good. You move
Okay,
the teddy bear aside.
Nothing happens. Like I didn't dodge something or.
No, nothing appears to have happened.
Okay. All right. So I guess with that taken care of, what's the deal with the decapitated bear? Because that's something entirely new, right?
I don't think any of the dolls thus far have been decapitated, no.
It is a bear that has had its head. It looks more like ripped off than cut off.
Is it just fluff inside as normal,
Yeah.
as one would expect. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right. I'm moving up to the corner and looking around.
this one's in pieces, but B will still collect this one and put the pieces into her. She's been putting them into her bag essentially.
Sure.
Okay. It looks like we're reaching some sort of finality. This room is heckin' big.
She will do so with this one as well.
Sure.
Worst case scenario, I will have a bunch of presents to pass on to the local orphanage.
Please do not. Please do
Me.
not.
What
do
do you
that.
mean?
Don't give them the weird, creepy flesh corridor bears.
Might I suggest at least washing them first?
Fine.
For short, the WCFCBs.
I mean, I don't have to wash them. I have a brother who can prestidigitation them.
Oh my god, that's all I am to you.
Prestidigitation on a stick. Yep, that's Chris.
I need to do a thing.
Coffins here.
It's amazing to me the fact that I think that is the spell I have cast the most by a wide margin.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
yeah.
so.
It's a cantrip, and I keep demanding it of you, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
We keep traipsing into dirty places.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we do that and we have someone capable of casting a spell to make us not dirty, put two and two together. Something's got to happen.
I mean, she's got you there, Chris. Like,
Why did you learn the spell if not to use it, right?
With great spell comes great responsibility.
It is a great spell. We will give you that much.
yep.
You have
Wow,
found a
why
large
does everyone
room.
why does everyone in our party not give Chris anything? Anyway, right?
I mean, to be fair, no one in the party gives Tulip or B anything either.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
was
no,
gonna
no,
say
no,
nobody
no,
gives
no.
anybody anything. we
No,
all
no, I
bunch
don't
on
mean
each other all
in
the
the
time.
sense of I don't mean present.
No, I know. No, you mean like credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, B doesn't get any. B's constantly being taunted about jumping into blenders.
I mean,
It only
deservedly.
almost happened once.
I feel
Only
Yes.
almost happened once. Didn't even actually happen.
I feel like everybody in the party has that sort
A
of
running
brother-sister rivalry where like they intensely love one another, but they will refuse to show it. Like, like
So
we'll
we're
give everybody
all
credit.
cinderes.
Well, they're
Yeah,
they're
every
they're.
single one of us is a cinder.
they're I mean, they're siblings, right?
I mean, we're all repressed. We're all repressed siblings who are terrified of everyone else dying because our parents left us at an early age due to circumstances beyond our control. There you go.
Don't just bring up our shared trauma like that.
He didn't say it out loud.
We're
So-
only in a depressing cavern. Like it couldn't get much worse.
Couple
Chris didn't say it out
questions.
loud, but Tabit fucking did.
Because we have
Tabit's just sat there like, oh, it is amusing how you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Tab's just like, Lamau, PTSD.
Lol said the scorpion.
Yeah.
Lamau. I love that image. It's so good.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Alright, we're rotten body landslide. What are we doing, Tom?
Yeah, we haven't gotten the description of the room yet, so let's
Uh,
get that before we go any further.
It's a large cavern, much like the rest of the tunnels you've been through in this particular area. It has some more of the pods on the wall. This one has some old ass looking fucking
Coffins?
caskets in it. Coffins, yes. They look like they're rotted through, and about half of them are open and empty.
Where's the lad?
Well, that's a very good question.
Yeah,
Those are
there's two things that immediately come to mind is inside one of the coffins, or what is this? This black space right here.
That is a mistake on my part. Please ignore it.
Okay. All right. Well, then one of the coffins.
How tall are the coffins?
For the
Human-sized.
most part, adult human sized.
Yeah. I was
No,
gonna
I
say,
mean
I'm
tall
looking-
as in like how they're currently placed off the ground. As in, are they?
Oh,
tall
they're
enough-
just lying on the ground. They're like a foot, maybe a foot and a half tall,
Okay.
sat on the ground. Like you'd have to crouch down to lift the lid off.
Sure. Okay. So it's possible from our angle that that guy is just like lying behind one of them, if he so felt like it, I guess.
Or just in one of them.
Yeah, but then you have to move them.
Cool. Are you walking about and stabbing things?
I
Yes,
am.
you are.
Let's see. I guess since we're walking by here, anything inside just at a glance.
Perception check.
Okay. Not leaning
For
over
all
it
of
or
us?
anything.
If you want to look in the coffins, then yes, please, perception check. The
Okay.
open ones are there specifically.
Okay. Oops, I might have clicked that twice.
Zigga will do the
I
same
did.
thing.
Fuck
We
You
will-
did. You got a 23
we,
on the first
we
one.
will take the first one as always.
Yay.
Growing eyes where B does not have them.
Yes. Is Chris going to take a look?
I'm going to cast Detect Magic instead.
Okay. B, it smells real bad. Like
I mean-
like old coffin, but freshly opened bad.
It was so my guess is that it was occupied until recently. Does that seem like a fair guess?
That is a reasonable assumption.
That's-
Tulip, inside that one, you can see some scraps of cloth, some scraps of some other things that probably go without mentioning. And the holes where the nails were keeping the lid on look freshly splintered.
Cool. Love it.
Zigga, that one over there also seems fairly fresh to you.
Okay.
Chris,
Hmm.
there is magic.
Ooh, which direction, vaguely?
Kind of all over the place.
Oh, this place is just full of magic.
It's
Okay.
it's not like high super like active shit going on magic, but there's definitely some magic at work here.
Okay.
Do we see any coffin lids that might match up to the ones that are open nearby?
Yes, they are basically to the side of the coffin.
Okay, so they are right next to them.
They are,
And
yes.
they're all in similar shape, like in terms of condition.
Give or take, yeah. Some of them are like you would guess maybe 20 or 30 years either side of each other, but they're all old enough to have the occupant not be too intact anymore.
Okay. B is going to say, even though Tulip has probably seen and noticed this, B is going to say these look fresh. Don't know where the bodies went, but it does seem it was occupied until recently. And she looks over at the ones that are still closed. I don't suppose.
Yeah, right. Tulip will try and open one of these.
Okay. Do me an athletics.
Okay.
As you're doing that,
Stab. The
yes.
stabbing.
You prise the lid off. There isn't really a big burst of bad smell or anything because the coffin itself is pretty poor.
Right.
But the body inside is not quite skeletal, but getting there.
Does it have any abnormalities to it?
No, it looks, for all you know at a glance, like a normal dead person. This particular one is missing an arm, or part of an arm, which may be why they're in a coffin.
And no other damage to the skeleton, no broken bones or anything?
No, not that seems abnormal to you immediately.
Alright. I think Zigga was gonna do something. Maybe I'll open another one of these bad boys. I don't know. But
oh,
he was
I
gonna do
just
something.
took out the pod,
Oh.
and I'll go over here and take out this one as well.
Okay.
So, after seeing that there's actually a body in there, B is going to cast read aura on it, in case there is some necromantic or magic that is latent or like is inactive on it or something like that.
That was cast on a specific object?
Yes, on the body.
On the body.
The extra plus, and I don't know how you would rule this because this is kind of meta. If it is not an object because it is a creature, then I think it would
The
probably
spell
fail.
won't work. Yeah.
I don't know if
It reads as mundane.
Reads as mundane. Okay, well that's reassuring. So that's the best results, I would
So
say.
so either it's a normal body or a zombie,
Well, okay, that's less reassuring.
because the spell could have failed.
Sure. Okay, fair enough.
Zigga's also going to, like, while we're in this room, look up. What is the ceiling like in this room?
You can see patches of the redder rock, the kind of fleshy rock, but there doesn't appear to be anything growing in it. Other than that, it's pretty homogeneous with the walls. It's kind of like
Okay.
roughly like flat dome carved out area.
So
Okay.
none of the red rock sections seem like sphincters.
No,
I have to ask.
no, not here.
And more specifically, it's not any higher than the rest of the ceilings in the place, and it's also not. There's no like escape routes to the north, to the up.
Not that you can see. It does go a little bit higher. The tunnels were kind of carved as like a rectangle, and this was carved as like a squat dome.
Okay.
So it's
Echoing
maybe
hard.
10 or 15 foot higher at the highest point, where about where Zigger is, but not like cavernous, except for the fact that it is literally a cavern.
Did me muting fix the echo?
Tom, talk again real quick.
Hello, I am talking.
Okay, you're not echoing anymore. You were there for a little bit, but you're good now.
Let me put push to talk on for a while. See if
Mm.
Sure.
All
Was
right.
it bad?
Coffin.
I wasn't getting it.
I wasn't getting any echo either, truthfully.
it is a
Coffin number
possibility.
2.
So the coffins. That one, the one that Tulip just opened now, the first one,
Mm-hmm.
was that one still nailed down and everything?
Yes.
I'm guessing. Okay. Since B didn't notice that the nails were kind of freshly removed from the first open one, she probably did notice that part. Do any of the other two seem disturbed in that sense? Like the nails are not firmly in there.
No, they seem fine.
Okay, so it's like I'm guessing Tulip does not see a little man crouching behind any of this.
Tulip has not seen a little man crouching behind any of this, no.
Okay, well that is mysterious.
He's not scuttling on like the ceiling, is he? Like we're not gonna see him.
Zigga did
spiral
look
if
at the
we look up.
So-
okay.
Zigga looked at the ceiling and did not see him.
Zigga is familiar with horror tropes.
Being genre savvy is pretty OP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I should savvy around about the wrong genre.
Uh-oh. Wait, I thought this wasn't a horror film. Oh no.
No, it's a rom-com. Damn it.
Oh god, it's an old western. We don't even know what that is.
It's a rom-com.
I mean, Tulip got laid, so we're like halfway there.
She did not. She got interrupted as fuck. Thank you.
Okay,
I mean,
at what point does it count as getting laid?
The sentence interrupted as fuck about this, just perfect.
Anyway, we're looking
Zing.
at dead bodies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Should Tulip open another one of these bad boys?
Yeah, that's the only thing left in the room we haven't done. So
Let's go.
Athletics.
On the walls.
Alright,
yeah, I mean Zigga can start
athletics.
actually Zigga will start checking over here and like going along the walls and looking for any secret passages or doors or anything like that.
Sure.
He's groping the rock.
Oh no.
Yes, I'm gonna start sensually fondling the rock.
Mm.
Someone has to do it.
What, broke the
yeah,
rock?
Zigga.
Do they? Does someone actually have to? Anyway, sorry.
It is actually a critical part of the system that whenever there is a rock wall, someone has to grope it.
And Zigga is an Oriat, has an Oriat
Mm.
heritage, so I would argue he is
I
the
mean,
best.
the wall is basically family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. I don't go that far.
These are cousins that you're stabbing right now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Step. Rock, what are you doing?
I'm stuck inside the wall.
Oh
Step
no.
over dead.
I'm stuck being the wall.
Oh no. Step pebble.
Oh no, this is the worst.
There's so like just imagine the layers of internet knowledge you have to understand these jokes, and imagine somebody watching these VODs like 50 years from now. They're not gonna know what the fuck we're talking
No,
about.
not a clue. It'll be its own anthropology class.
Yeah.
It would be like the mysteries of the stepsister being stuck.
Tulip,
Yeah.
could you make a reflex save for me, please?
Beans.
That-
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay, you lever the lid off of this second coffin, and just as you're coming up to full height again, fuck, where am I? From behind the coffin, something jumps out at you.
Ah! So he's
Friend
like,
or foe? Friend or foe?
F-
Speak.
well, I mean, oh my fucking
Facehugger.
Christ. Objects and token layer, please. And it jumps at you,
Oh.
and it tries to hit you.
What?
I think that does hit.
Rude.
As I remember.
I'm gonna headbutt this thing with my sword. How much
Use-
damage do I take?
You're going to headbutt it with your sword.
You fucking heard me.
Use the coffin lid as a tower shield.
How much damage do I take, Dub?
If it hits you, 5.
Does
Oh.
that hit you at 17?
8. Well, my AC is 17. I don't.
So yeah, match
Oh, your
it.
AC is 17. Yeah, then it
Yeah.
hits you.
Bollocks. Alright. Do we need to
Bollocks.
throw me in it? Like, can I retaliate against this asshole, or do we have to roll initiative?
We are now in initiative.
Okay.
I will ask you to roll another one, because fuck it, you dispatched of the Gribbles previously without actually fighting them.
Wait, what am I rolling again? I'm sorry.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Shit.
Wait.
Remember
Is
to
this,
select the token.
is this the same thing as the Wait, what are we fighting? You said we dispatched it
We're,
before
we're
without.
fighting Condom
The
McGee
previous things.
This
The,
is probably
the,
an
the
older
mud
one.
gribbles.
No, it
What
was
we-
it was the one lamprey thing. That,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
probably an
sure.
older one of. It's like an older specimen. probably.
Right, I just need to do.
I've also
that.
noticed the name, but I'm gonna pretend I don't see it.
Why is my initiative 0?
What,
now?
gribble?
What did you actually roll? Oh, you just got
12?
initiative added to you. Oh,
Yeah.
0.
Oh.
And
No, it's because I fat fingered it. Don't worry about it.
Shut up, phone. Stop.
Why
What do you
does
know,
that
want?
have that name on it?
economy.
Yeah, ignore some names for a moment because something's named wrong. Don't worry about that. That's an old draft.
Okay.
B, why have you got a 0 in front of you now?
I thought it was cool.
No,
No.
this is banned.
I am actually curious what it would do to the sorting. I imagine it would sort normally, but
Chris,
Yes.
something.
So it
so-
has attacked Tulip.
Yes, it is about 4.5 foot tall if it was standing upright, but it is not. It doesn't look like it has a whole lot of skin, and it's very wrinkly.
I shoot a rock at it. Holy shit.
You crit.
Woo! 2d6 plus. Shit. Hang on, let me bring it up. It's 2d6 plus. It's either 4 or 8, and I
Oh,
cannot
it's 8.
remember.
fully doubled.
Oh, it's 8. Sure. Hiya! Wow.
Wow, that collided with its chest and left quite a hole that seems to go all the way through it because something plinked against the cave at the back.
Oh.
Is it dead?
It screeches and turns to look at you.
What lungs?
It has
Can
lungs.
can I roll? Well, can I both move and roll to try and figure out what the fuck it is, or
Yes.
let's roll a cult because fuck this. What even is it? Go gadget. Hopefully
Well-
a decent roll.
I was hoping to break in here for just a second. There is no way that this creature is the same one that lured us into the initial alleyway, is there? Like they're totally different sizes, correct?
I don't see why you would think that.
The creature we were following in the
You
alleyway.
mean the
with
one that
the
was in the hood
fully
and stuff?
adult? Yeah, the hood. and
Oh,
everything.
that one. Yeah. This one's a shorty.
This is an abomination that you do not know the name of.
Okay.
This is unfamiliar and quite possibly bespoke.
I move over here.
Okay. It didn't like that.
After I turned into a railgun briefly, I move
Yeah.
backwards.
It's gonna just like scrobble along the ground like a fucking gremlin
Well, fuck.
and attack you.
You've
Across
dealt with
the
gremlins.
right
Well,
button.
that's gonna hurt.
I meant to
That's
press that button.
Oh, it's not gonna hurt, you baby.
well, it's gonna hit rather.
Yes. And then it's gonna do it again because it really didn't like that, but the hole in its lung is really
that'll
fucking
miss,
slowing
yeah.
it down.
Oh.
This thing is leaving like smears on you as it hits you.
Nasty.
1, 2.
Why is B on 22 and a half? Over 2. This isn't...
11.
Why do you have to be like this, Rev?
I gotta be like this.
Why can't you just be normal?
I can
Undead
do
screeching.
whatever I want.
Yeah.
Also, you haven't noticed what Zigga did.
It's true. I did start it.
Wow.
This was a response. It's all Zigga's fault.
Zigga, you have moved, I think, 2 turns of movement there?
That's correct.
Okay. Or 2 actions of movement, I should say.
Yeah, so I get 1 attack. Did I hit /
Oh,
crit?
that was your hit. Yeah, yes, you do hit it.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate. But it does seem rather hurt by that. It has some more holes in it, and it is leaking. And it's leaking in many colors.
It's leaking a kaleidoscope.
Yes.
You leak with all the colors of your bow. Yeah.
Wait.
Tulip, perform a kindness to this poor ravaged soul.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That does hit it. It tries to dodge out the way, but it does hit it. And as is classic for Tulip, that bastard sword does work. And the thing falls still with a small
I did
gurgle.
more damage than Tulip in a combat. It fucking happened.
Hey,
And it's the first time ever.
Tulip raises her hand so Chris can high five it.
From
Nice.
somewhere in the cave, you hear an exceptionally pained scream.
Oh.
Oh.
Like echoing through the tunnels or very close?
Echo. Well, kind of both. You hear a reverb as it comes back down the tunnel towards you.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Mother Argyle. She's giving birth to demons. We gotta go. We gotta go.
No, I assume it's the fact that we killed this thing.
Yeah, those are familiar, right?
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, that's out of character knowledge. Anyway,
Well,
if
my him bonus transcends reality. I'm fucking calling it. She's been
if
given
there's
birth.
if there's any character that can break the 4th wall, it is probably Tulip.
Yes.
Yes.
B is gonna briefly hear
Chris thinks he can break the 4th
I
wall,
don't-
but actually fails miserably every time.
I don't feel like we have any sort of like major impetus to haul ass, and I'm like I was trying to get an answer earlier, and because I asking in the middle of combat, I didn't get an answer.
Sorry.
No, I mean it was my fault for asking in the middle of combat, but like there's no way that this creature is the same one that we saw in the cloak that led us down the alleyway earlier, right? they're
Likely
completely different
not.
sizes.
unless there's
Yeah.
2 of them in a trench coat.
It could have been 2 of them in a trench coat. But no, so like that other entity went somewhere, and this is the only place. Like we went through an unmapped area that was presumably relatively straightforward, and then we entered into this area. There's no other place it could have gone, right?
Yeah. So B is actually going to, because we were peering over the coffins over here, and this thing still jumped out of this area. B is going to cast Create Water and splash it against the walls there, and see if it just vanishes into it like an illusion, essentially.
it becomes wet.
Okay, well, unfortunate.
Yeah, Ziga wants to continue his search of these walls in this room.
Where from and to?
All of the walls and like the entirety of the loose circle, and starting from the hallway here and all the way around, like counterclockwise.
Back to about where you are.
Yeah.
It all seems like fairly solid rock, apart from where the cannons are, where it is a bit fleshier, but still pretty solid.
The cannons, holy fuck.
Hey, you guys name them.
Yeah, that is true. We did name them.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know
Okay.
how they became cannons, but
Before we go further, since 3 of us now have taken a small amount of damage, B is going to cast a AoE heal for 1d8 healing. Oh, that's unfortunate.
exceptional.
Well,
What is the radius on that?
30 feet. Oh, yes. No, it's a 30-foot emanation.
Okay.
Who am I?
So this bit of rock here kind of throbs a bit,
Oh, okay.
just a little bit.
Well, that was. Does anyone notice that? Such
Uh,
as I may be standing right next to it.
B definitely does because it's like a feedback on her magic.
Okay.
Tulip, perception, please.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, you see that pulse with vascularity.
oh,
Vascularity.
great.
God.
Yeah.
These
Right.
words.
It looks like something you might see, like it's the same kind of motion that you might see on an animated video on the internet.
Cool, love it. All right. Should we? Can we tell the boys what's up, or do they have to roll for perception?
You can tell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have mouths, I think.
How
If anyone doesn't have a mouth, please do tell me.
Everyone has a mouth
How?
somewhere or another. Unless
If we
we
don't have one, how do we tell you?
We have
It's
text
like-
chat. You have an
I mean,
appendage.
I mean, when we
Have
when
an
we,
appendage.
You only
when
need
we-
one.
Oh my god. Let me do what B's gonna do.
Yeah, sorry.
no worries. When we need Chris to shut up, he doesn't have a mouth. That's the only time one of us doesn't have one.
Preston, did you take your mouth away?
Jesus Christ.
How much HP is everyone missing still?
3.
3, and then Tulip is 4, I think.
I get 4 back.
No, you got 1 back from that heal. Is Ziga full?
Yeah, Ziga hadn't been hit.
Okay, well, I am considering casting. Well, I think I will. I'll cast it again. Both in the interest of actually healing us to full, hopefully, and maybe it actually does something with a higher value.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
Incredible.
Incredible, indeed. Holy fuck.
that should be a do-over. That's like
Nah,
cosmic
The
It is what
dice,
it is.
the
It is what it
dice,
is.
the dice fall where they do, where they lay. I'm afraid.
I don't think it be like it is, but it do.
Yeah.
That's what it do, you.
Gain 1 more hit point.
The
I did it.
wall throbs again, and your attention being called to it, you do all see it this time.
Okay, well, maybe we should just smack it instead.
I guess.
You want to hit the wall.
I mean, it's throbbing, so maybe it's not as hard as it looks.
B.
Oh my god, this is so bad.
You can quote me on that. Feel free.
I mean, it's
I
going on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
just
relish.
think Chris is out there like, I hate this fucking family.
Who's like that? Sorry.
Chris is just like fucking. hate this
Why do I
family.
know these people?
Oh no.
Okay, well, if no one else is, does anyone offer to hit it? Because if no one else will, B is more than happy to volunteer.
Tulip
He wants to
will.
hit the throbbing thing she doesn't think is so hard. Got it.
Yes, that is correct. Now,
Yeah.
maybe it'll make you more energetic.
I've seen harder.
exactly. Well, some of us have certainly seen harder.
Oh god.
I'm
Tulip-
sorry, I regretted saying that the instant I said it, but I had
Yeah,
to.
yeah, no.
We
taking-
know, Rev. We know you had to.
All right.
I'm taking it out on this thing. What do I do, Tom?
Wait, you're taking it out on what thing?
Oh, am I in the wrong place? Where am I? Wait. Where's the?
This is the
throttle?
throbby wall.
Okay, so I'm stupid. All right, what do I do?
Attack it. Yeah, you hit it, and it's like attacking a rib cage in that, like, you get in a bit, but it kind of gets stopped.
Oh,
Can I swing again?
You can.
does it twitch when she swings at it?
Yes. It doesn't seem like consciously twitching, but it's like an autonomous nervous reaction.
Zig, just like nope.
I don't even see where Tulip is. I alt tabbed off for like 30 seconds, and Tulip is just gone on my end.
It's to the left.
Tulip's disappeared into a cannon.
Yeah.
Flesh
Oh.
cannon.
Yes.
A cannon of flesh.
You've made a nice V now that you
For
could
victory.
kind of push through and see a bit if you wanted, but it's not really big enough to get through without like it'd be like climbing through a high window. It would be very ungainly.
Can I swack it again?
You
Try
can.
and-
Oh my god.
Fuck.
That one glances off, I'm afraid.
Aw.
These like unintentional sentences are just like the hallmark of this campaign.
And
You made a V now.
and the other three of you are just watching Tulip hack away at this now very bloody, like.
I'll be honest with you, Chris is kind of just like mildly bemused and expectant of this.
Sure.
She doesn't have any sharp implements, but she's gonna ask, can you clean her off while she's doing this? She is doing all the work, you know.
Zig just teleported behind me. Like,
Nothing personal, kid.
Yeah.
Nothing personnel, kid.
It's personnel.
Can I swing again or?
Yeah,
am I about to get-
keep going. You're just hacking away at this thing.
Ah.
Chris like turns back to B and is like, I mean, I could, but she's just gonna get herself even more messy after I do so.
So
Out of match.
at this point, there's a nice like 4-foot rough hole that has just been hacked in this thing. Tulip is covered in unpleasantries. Zigger's got some splash in the back there. He's spattered.
Oh god,
Set the
these
splash zone.
sentences! Why?
If I'm in the splatter zone, then I don't want to be here.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that there was going to be like a 30-foot splatter zone.
What, you're 5 foot behind a large
I don't
woman
know where
swinging
it
a
is.
bastard sword up and down against a flesh wall.
I don't know if she's in the spot where the teddy bear is, or like back here somewhere. I don't know where. Like,
Can you not see her?
I don't see her. No.
She's right here.
Literally here.
Yeah.
You might need to reload roll 20. She'll probably
Yeah,
do
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay. Well, yeah.
Because
I'll
she
go-
might still be, the Tulip's token might still be stuck over here for you, like up north. Because
No. Tulip was gone on my end. Like all the other people were there, including the body of the familiar, but Tulip was gone. I don't know why.
That is
but,
weird.
That is
But
So
now
we've
after,
seen the
after
future.
refreshing, she's back. So
cool.
He's seen the future. I just got obliterated like 5 minutes into the fucking future, and I don't exist anymore.
I like the idea that somehow he loads onto the GM layer and it's just Tom scribbling all over it. They're so fucked, lol.
Alright,
I'm in. Hacker man.
into the hole we go, I guess.
oh no. Okay, well, I guess.
This has distinctly.
Oh my god! It's like one of the secret passages in roguelites.
I was gonna say it has distinctly like Portal 1 vibes where you like escape from GLaDOS for the first time, and then
Yes.
Argyle's gonna be like, please assume the submission position.
I don't know. I don't recall having to hack through a wall to escape from GLaDOS. I do.
I mean, basically the whole game is about hacking walls, so...
Oh well, yeah, sure.
Okay, I guess we.
Okay. Allow me to just uncover the back end of that. Now you're through. This
Oh.
corridor is very fleshy.
Mm.
Though interestingly, it's only the walls. The floor seems to be still very packed and kind of mossy dirt.
Huh.
Staying away from the walls. Got it.
Yeah, we'll just proceed with
Oh yeah,
caution.
can we do that? Yeah, we can. Look at that.
It smells like an abattoir in here. It's real grim.
You really like that word.
Abattoir?
Yeah,
I do.
I've
It's a
heard
good word.
it is a
Okay,
good
yeah.
word.
Makes sense.
And you hear in the distance what sounds like weeping and pleading.
Oh no.
I told you motherfuckers that we needed to hurry, but no.
I didn't realize we were coming here to do things with Mother
I
Argyle.
didn't think we were doing a rescue mission.
The lady, you know what? You know what? This is fine. Unveil the darkness, sir.
Oh,
Oh, god damn it. Alright.
who are
So, towards the back of this very flesh pit looking room, there is a familiarly robed figure kind
Okay.
of pressing a much smaller person up against the wall.
No, Kabe, don't stop him.
Giggity.
No,
No.
not giggity. Very not giggity.
you?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, back off. Back off.
Oh,
Real stuff.
brothers and
Big body.
sisters, you're finally here. Finally, you can help me.
What did you fucking say to me?
Oh, I know you can see. I know you can see, or you never could have made it here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not blind, love, but
Who are you two? What is happening?
Can you better describe both individuals, because like we didn't get hardly any description
Sure.
of them. I'm
So
confused.
the woman who is talking to you and weeping gently is in those familiar robes, wearing no hood and no mask, and it is quite clearly Mother Argyle, very pregnant still.
I told you.
That's what I
I
figured.
told you.
And the smaller figure is facing towards the wall with their face like pressed up against it, so it's really fucking hard to see. But they do look quite familiar.
Ben? Ben, is that you?
Ben does not respond.
But it is Ben.
It looks quite a bit like Ben.
Okay, can Tulip approach slowly to figure out what the fuck?
Could I ask a question prior to that?
Yes.
These guys, are they actually here? I'm assuming
Yes.
they are. Okay.
Yes, they are, and they are long.
B is
They
going to say
arms or
yes.
something.
They are full skeletons, my friend.
Oh.
Wait, they are actually that long?
Yes.
That's
Wow.
like giant
long.
sized?
No, just stretched.
Do we know of any races that are spindly, like a Slender Man race or something?
No.
Okay.
What kind of what are we looking at as far as what's on the ground? Are they like corpses?
Yeah, they're like really desiccated humanoid body plan, but too thin and too tall.
Ziga is going to stick his rapier in the skull of one of them.
It kind of skids along the surface of the skull because it's a bone, and the rapier isn't super good at penetrating.
I'm stabbing it, like I'm piercing it.
It's still a skull.
You can stab through a skull.
Especially if it's not a creature, if it's just a body, you could easily stab a rapier through a skull.
There are if you stab a head, there is a very good chance if you don't get it dead on straight that it will skid along the skull and just kind of cut along the side of it.
Okay. Well, either way, did that thing respond in any way to that?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm not concerned.
Okay. Mother Argyle is also not concerned with you stabbing them. She is focused on the boy.
So, what the fuck is going on? Why are you here? Where is here? Why is here?
Oh, this is the nursery, dear.
No, it ain't.
Oh, I'm so pleased to have my first real child. It's been so
That-
long.
What? But that's not. What? Like, Tulip's just gonna look at Chris in disbelief, like, help, my himbo brain is overloading. What's happening here? I don't understand.
And she's quietly murmuring in Ben's ear as you can see the wall kind of like coming around him a bit, very slowly.
Him.
No, wait, no.
It's okay, it's
No.
okay, don't worry, don't struggle. It'll all be okay
Don't-
soon.
No,
Now
don't
that-
touch the child.
Now that I'm closer, is Ben dead? Like that model looks like it's dead.
Does it?
No, he's just dead inside, man.
Does it?
I mean,
I'm
he
like,
either
I'm
looks
maximum
dead
zoomed in,
or
it
like
looks-
zombie-ish. He does look kind of zombie-ish.
Yeah, I see zombie and I see.
Ben
and I
is
look
the one up at the. That's Ben.
Yeah, the blonde kid's
Oh.
Ben. That's Mother.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this
no,
is-
that's-
oh,
that's
the
oh, I,
Argyle.
oh, I
Yeah.
thought that. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
this is Ben.
This looked like a middle-aged woman, and
No,
this
that's
looks
like a
kid.
10-year-old boy.
I
I
had the
agree. This
model
looks like a
completely
middle-aged
inverted.
woman.
Okay.
He just
Anyway,
he just has an adult face, okay? He's grown up in the
Ooh.
span of a couple of days
Okay,
because of
he's being eaten by flesh. Like, we need to do
he's
something.
being
about
eaten
this.
by flesh.
Yes.
Oh my god, these
It's
sentences
okay,
just, they
it's
just
okay.
keep coming.
Don't worry, it'll all be okay
No.
soon. Brothers, sisters,
No.
please help me.
Yeah, I'll
no,
help you.
Can we
Uh,
like?
No,
Tulip, can you
no.
grab her,
No.
and Tziga is gonna grab Ben. And I assume we're gonna try to wrench the two apart between the two
Yes,
of us.
Tulip's getting Mother Argyle.
Okay, that sounds like grapple move to me.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Now I need to remind myself how grapple works.
I need to find where grapple
And
is.
a athletics against fort DC.
Yes, it is. Okay, let me get the appropriate sheet up.
Against Fort DC, that's so weird.
I mean, what else is it
Just
gonna
how
be against?
how heavy they are almost.
Well, what I would imagine it'd be athletics versus athletics or athletics versus. You don't have.
All of the
that's
things
right.
are now against DC. All the things are just against DCs now to reduce the number of rolls.
Well, then 10 plus athletics number. You know, like, why would you use like your ability to like fight off against poisons?
That's not
So
all
is
that
that-
fortitude is.
Yeah, that is not
Yeah.
all it is.
Yes, athletics check, please, Tulip.
Okay.
What about? Do I need to do it as well?
If you are grappling Mother Argyle, then yes.
I am grappling Ben away from Mother Argyle.
You would be grappling Ben actually away from
Against
the
the
wall.
Does the wall fort save DC?
It does. Tulip, you do manage to pull Mother Argyle away from Ben, and she's not happy. She's trying to get back to him. She's fighting against you.
Well,
And Ben is kind of seems to be unconscious, but is still held up against the wall. And you don't
Okay.
really think that the grip that it has on him is necessarily enough.
okay.
Zigger, you give him a good tug, and like the lower half of his body moves quite fine, and it is still attached to the upper half of the record. Before anyone suggests that, but something is holding like his head to the wall.
Yeah, so I'm imagining it's like the wall is like curling around the back of his head and not just like sucking on the front. But probably
Well, I
have to
mean,
get-
I pulled pretty freaking hard. So like, how is it attached to the wall? Is his skin like melded with the wall at this point, or is it something holding his head in place?
It seems like something is holding his head in place.
are there like fleshy tendrils like around the back of his head kind of thing?
A couple. They're getting there, but they're not quite there yet. There's probably something else involved.
Hmm.
Okay, do one of y'all magic folks want to come over here real quick and see if you can?
Yeah, Zig is still just like pulling really, really hard, and if somebody else can help separate whatever's
Yeah.
happening.
If somebody else can hold Mother Argyle or like trap her in place with a spell.
Well, about that.
Aw, beans.
I'm afraid I don't carry around lubricative oil
Oh. E.
into flesh
Oh,
tunnels.
come the fuck on. That is horseshit. For a pregnant woman, Tom.
What?
That's like ninja fast. You want a
To
pregnant
be
ninja?
fair,
then-
she has been given quite a lot of warning and time to react to being pulled away from her son.
Oh
You
my
know?
god. Fucking called this bullshit. Said. Mm.
Nice.
Tulip.
Alright. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna fucking take a swing at this nun.
Okay. You hit. And she screams. She shrieks.
I hate this.
I hope she doesn't pop like a balloon, because that would
No.
be unpleasant.
How are you swinging at her? Out of interest.
Laterally, just from the sun. You know what I mean? Vertically.
Top down, like
Yes.
wood cutting motion.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, you catch her in the arm, and it's a sad sight.
Cool. Can I move here and see if I can like cut this off of him? Like without
Yes, you
breaking
can.
him?
You can do that.
Alright, let's give it a try. Fuck it.
Rather than swinging, it might be a better idea to just like pry.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess do that.
Sure.
Swinging does more damage.
Sure. So you pull him away from the wall a bit, and there's definitely something coming out of his mouth and into the wall.
Ugh.
Ugh.
His tongue?
No.
Okay.
No, it's umbilical cord all over again.
It's
but
kind
with
of
frog.
it's kind of
Inside
a bit ribbed and
Ugh.
thick and kind of pulsy.
Stop!
For
He's baby.
For whose
Stop.
flesh, though?
Okay, that's Tulip's turn, I guess.
Mother Argyle is
With it being detached, apologies, but like with it being detached, is Ziga able to like fall backwards with him? Since he'd been pulling on him really hard.
yes, it comes back a little way, but it is still very much attached to both ends.
Might be easier to
Is-
just like cut it, basically.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like he's away from the wall now. Like his body's away from the wall, but it's still it's still attached.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's
Okay.
like it's going down his throat, probably like attached to something.
He's
So
got an
if
umbilical
if you
cord.
keep pulling, it might rip something. Might be better just to cut it.
Mother Argyle calls out, "My children, please come to me. Come to my aid."
Oh no.
Preborn, fuck off.
I killed them, so good luck with that.
Ugh.
Well, it might be buried inside the walls. Yeah.
Oh. It looks like Grumpy Squidward if you're not looking at it 100% right.
Well, they are grumpy looking.
Yeah, I mean- okay.
This is some real what's it called? Isaac shit.
It is a
going on.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac.
That's it, Binding of Isaac. Thank you.
Was there a reason it got sorted above me?
It is a minion, technically.
Okay, so how does that work in Pathfinder rules? I'm just not familiar.
She gets to spend an action to give it 2 actions each turn.
Oh, okay, so
It's like a familiar or a summoned creature or
Got
whatever
it,
the
okay.
fuck.
So it doesn't really have a initiative. Just
Not
her.
really, but
It's
it needs to
attached
be
to
a little
her
bit,
in the
yeah.
initiative. Yeah.
That's
Um,
fine.
It's gonna gribble on over to Tulip, as Tulip is the one dealing with. Oh no, that's a crit miss. It tries to chomp on you, but kind of stumbles. It looks like it's made of like dead flesh, and it's very misshapen.
Oh, good.
Is that the same kind of quality that the one in the bed with the broken record?
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like it, but I don't know if the flesh looks the same as well.
it's quite similar, and you think you might have an idea of what was going on with those bodies in the other room.
Got it.
Neat.
They aren't
So,
they aren't real things. They've been constructed. in
so
some
this thing
way.
is basically just trying to chew on my leg, but I've just got my boot on its head, going like, no.
Pretty
stop.
much, yeah. While you try and waggle your sword at Mother Argyle.
Great.
B.
Okay, well, She was kind of having some mixed thoughts about actually attacking Mother Argyle, but now that she is summoning more of these things, it's clearly no good. Let's see how far. 30. Okay. Up to here and bam.
Sure. That is fuck, where's it gone? That one, which is a fail,
Yep.
and that one, which is a
Which is-
success.
Okay, so I snap this guy for 8 and her for 4.
Yes. The gribble monster, the preborn, it shudders and shivers and looks rather cooked and goes down pretty fucking quickly.
Oh, okay.
Mother Argyle, however, is a little more resistant.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
So is it reasonable to, because I still have Sanctuary slotted as a spell.
Mm-hmm.
If I cast it on this lad, is it likely to purge him of his whatever the fuck is going on, like it did with the tree? I have no idea.
Remind me what the text is.
On Sanctuary, it's you ward a creature with protected energy that deters enemy attacks. Creatures attempting to attack the target must make a will save every time. If the target uses a hostile action, the spell ends. But last time I used it, there was the big tree and like
Yes.
it removed all the vines, so I didn't know if I could use it to remove the flesh protrusions.
In this case, unlikely.
Okay. I guess I just shoot her.
Okay.
Boop.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Does it crit?
It does not crit, no.
What's for? Boop.
Cool. So you peg her with a rock off the floor.
Yeah.
And it drives pretty much directly into her abdomen.
Oh, good.
And you hear a loud shattering noise, and the front of her robe kind of just falls flat against her, as if she weren't pregnant anymore.
What the fuck?
It's one of those like fake cage things for dresses.
And
Sorry.
tinkling around her feet, you can see large, like, flakes of black crystal.
Oh.
Where did we see Black Crystal recently? Where we like we thought it was obsidian, but we knew it wasn't obsidian. Well, where did we see that?
Oh, I see what you're talking about. I cannot remember for the life of me.
I remember that we saw it, and I think it was in Mother Argyle's chamber, maybe.
I do remember this being a thing. I think it was in her chamber. I can't imagine any other place right now.
Tom, can you help us out, please?
It was in her chamber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically where though? Like I don't even remember. I have only vague memories of this.
I believe it was either in or under her bed with the
It was under the bed. Yes, now I remember.
with the creeper.
Got it.
I guess I'll like guidance or my equivalent, my hex guidance for Zigga, and then that's it for me.
Okay. So with Zigga, I'm picturing have my left arm around the Ben's torso,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna use my right arm to pull a dagger and stab the flesh tentacle.
Sure. Do me an attack with the relevant weapon. Yes, that will hit. Do me some damage.
Okay. Can I sneak attack it?
No, it doesn't take precision damage.
I mean, I guess there's no reason to use a dagger other than just like the aesthetics of it. Like,
Cool. Whatever this thing is, it is very cartilaginous. You have dealt damage to it, but you didn't get all the way through.
Okay, and I'm still yanking, and I'm still, so like, hopefully I'm weakening it.
Mm-hmm.
You do have more attacks if you wanted, I think.
Oh yeah, I do. I could keep attacking it. And I can't imagine it's very difficult to hit, especially if I'm attempting to slash rather than pierce.
Well, the trick is that you need to not hit Ben.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't have to attack directly next to his face. I have
No,
to.
but you don't have a whole lot of play. You've got like
AC
an inch
more of
or
a
two of access, but you do manage to slip it through again. And that'll be enough. The thing breaks, and you see the wall end of it like retract up into the wall. Ben
And I
is
guess for
now kind of half in your arms, half slumped on the floor.
Well, yeah, for my last action, I think I'm gonna pull him like 10 feet and attempt to pull the thing out of his throat.
You can move him with your remaining action.
Okay, and I'll move to like here.
Sure, and he'll be here. Mother Argyle is
just to
yelling
be
at you
safe.
to stop.
Just to be safe, I'll move him there.
Okay.
Use him as a shield.
Oh, come on!
No! Away from the wall.
Away from the wall, yeah.
I didn't want anything else coming out of the wall. I thought using him as a shield.
I don't know. Positioning is pretty damaging.
Good lord, y'all have such like negative thoughts about Zika. He's a relatively good dude.
I know.
Oh god.
Oh, is he suffocating? Fuck.
Wait, why does he have a 4?
Tulip.
Oh, okay, yes, here we go again. Yay.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
That'll
Can
hit
it-
real fucking hard. I need to remember to give these things more health when Tulip's hitting them. It's just fucking crazy how much damage.
Okay. But she's still up, right?
She is still up, yes. That will miss. That will definitely miss.
Wow, okay.
The old -2.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Mother Argyle will again shout for help from her brood.
Who in the party is best? I mean, other than Tulip, because I'm pretty sure Tulip was the best. But who else between us is best able to like medicine and take care of Ben? Because I need to I need to start fighting because
Probably.
I am not good at this.
Medicine? I think I have just as good a medicine roll as Tulip does.
Yeah, I've got 4 on it.
Okay,
I have a
somebody else
better
kind of take
medicine
care of
roll.
Ben
Yeah,
because
there you go.
like you may need to like if it's similar to how a child is or a baby is born, you might need to clear his lungs so he can start breathing. And I don't think Ziga is capable of doing that. I'd probably be better able to like perform a tracheotomy than I would be able to clear his actual throat.
Yeah, I mean, you can like Chris can probably get to him on his turn if you want to focus on this nightmare behind you.
Unless he is categorized as a farm animal, which I don't think would fly.
Knowledge farming.
Not unless you're a cannibal.
Oh no!
You don't eat all farm animals.
No, but if you're gonna farm humans, you're probably a cannibal.
I mean, what about the Matrix? Come on.
No.
I bet lore farming.
That is like the worst part of that film. We turned the human body into a battery, except that doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
The original script had them as data processing, and it was
That
changed.
worked.
And it was changed because the funding, the people who were funding it thought that people wouldn't understand that, so it would reduce appeal for the movie.
Interesting.
Oh.
Sure.
Zigga, a horror has crawled out of the wall beside you. And is opening its mouth to try and lamprey onto your backside.
Okay.
Not hit for 12. Astounding.
Yeah.
And again for 15, with no damage dealt even if it did hit, but it is trying to get through your coat with those teeth. I imagine you have a coat.
Yeah, it's doing its best.
It is doing its best. B.
Okay. B is going to take a couple steps toward Mother Argyle and Ben, and she is going. While she's walking, she is going to snap her fingers again.
Sure. At who?
Baby and Argyle.
Oh, it can do that, can't it? Yes, of course.
It is 30. It is. I believe it's 30 feet from me, not from each other. I'll double check that.
Sure.
Though. Well, it might be both. Nope. It's just within me. 30 feet of me.
Sure. Yes, Mother Argyle takes it this time.
Yep.
And at this range and with this vantage point, with the cuts in the robe made by that bastard sword, you can see a series of, like, concentric circle bite marks on her.
Okay.
And also, like, what appears to be a large gaping cavity where her stomach should be.
Okay. Concentric circle, like bite marks on her like leg, or
on her leg, on her sides, on her chest. They're like all over the place.
I am now wondering if she is undead at this point.
I mean, she's something.
She's something. Yeah, I feel like she might be, but questions for later. 3 damage to the abomination down there.
Yes, accounted
Okay,
for.
that's it for me.
Chris.
Yeah, can we, since we're much closer and everything like that, can we get a good look at her physiology? Like, does she look human still?
Yes.
I mean, like, I guess like a living human.
Yes. As far as you can tell, yes. Unless you want to start rolling for detailed information.
I'm wondering if we perhaps, before we do anything completely final, attempt to knock her unconscious rather than kill her. Because if it might be a bad idea to, if for whatever reason there's more to this than we know, and we kill her, then that's final. Whereas we could always have the option of killing her later if it's as bad as we think it is now.
Fair enough.
Sure,
I mean, what I'm saying is it if it's at all possible that she's like being possessed or something, because like this whole thing screams vampire to me, even though there hasn't been, like, I don't know if there's been any undead involved. It's all been aberrations, right?
There's a gaping hole where her stomach should be.
Yeah, I just like if she's, for whatever reason, if it's possible that she's possessed or something,
I
it
think
might
that
be a good idea to do some investigation first before we kill her.
yeah, that does sound like a possibility to me. Which is why B was kind of reluctant at the start. Now that she's seeing this again, probably will react the same way.
This like Grave Titan style shit, Tom. Like the big with all the zombies spilling out. Right, okay. So did people want me to try and first aid this lad, or at least attempt to?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
clear his airway at the very least.
I
Also,
suspect
did the electric arc take the baby out?
Nope.
Okay.
there's only 3 now because it saved against it.
Alright, I'll try and medicine check. Oop. I'm bad, lol.
His airway is definitely almost entirely occluded by the remainder of the thing in his mouth.
Can I try and remove this?
You have
with...
made an attempt at removing it there. It did not go particularly well. There's not much of it to grab because Zigga cut it off. And it's quite
Well, I tried to-
slippy and quite deep.
Yeah. I
It is
tried to cut it off as far away from his face as possible, but within
Okay,
the
I mean, can I try
time frame
again?
of
You can try again.
I have another action,
You
so
do.
I'll do that. It's not like I'm doing a huge amount else anyway, so... Boo. Did that work?
That did not work.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, carry on.
There's always the trach option.
Zigga.
Okay, Zigga's gonna stab this thing.
The lamprey monster.
Yeah.
Yes. That will hit.
Okay. D6 plus 2.
Ooh,
Oh.
it's ill, but it's still chomping.
Damn it. Okay.
It's trying to
I
get
was
up
really
to you.
hoping I could get up to do enough damage to get up to the Mother Argyle, but alright. Second
That will
attack.
miss.
Damn it. Alright, I'll just go ahead and take a third attack and not help the Argyle situation at all.
I'll be honest, Tulip has it under control. That will miss.
Okay.
Alright. Can I do an attack, but with the flat of my blade to try and knock her out?
Yes. Dealing non-lethal damage has a penalty if you are not trained or using a weapon that is intended for it. It is a -2 on the attack.
Cool.
So just roll the
Alright.
attack and we'll subtract. Oh, well, that's gonna go ahead and do it. You clock around the back of the head with the pommel of your
22
bastard sword.
22 non-lethal damage.
22 non-lethal damage, and she fucking falls on the floor.
Cool.
I mean, yeah.
Can I move here and try to do a medicine check too, or
You
is that
can.
too much?
You
Alright.
can. You can move there and do exactly one check.
Crit, go. No.
So,
You can't quite get a grip on this slippy thing in his mouth.
okay.
B.
Oh wait, we are still in combat. Yeah, there's this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got.
It's-
Yeah,
that's
it's
chat.
effectively a non combatant.
Right, yes. I keep forgetting that I need to do something with that attack. I don't know why. Because it's the one you use all the time. That will knock it out.
Perfect.
And it kind of seizes a bit on the floor.
I don't have enough actions to actually help, so I'm just gonna. She is just gonna walk up and just keep a glaring eye at the wall in case it dares to try again.
Sure.
Square
Can-
up, flesh wall.
Exactly.
Can you mage hand the thing? Because it's gonna be
that-
under
is that-
5 pounds.
Would,
Like
would that
it's
be
not
more accurate than me, Tom? If it is, I'll mage hand it. Like,
It would be. Still a medicine check to maneuver it correctly, but with a bonus.
all right. Well, I'll mage hand because it doesn't actually cost me anything. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'll roll medicine.
Well, it does take two. It does take 2 actions instead of 1
We're not in combat, are we?
You are still in initiative.
because he's. I think he's suffocating, so there are rounds. Okay.
All right. Well, there with whatever bonus I'm getting from.
Yes. You get it halfway out, and it looks like it was going real deep inside him.
Okay.
Well, presumably someone else can get a better grip on it at this point.
Yes. Zigger.
okay. I cannot contribute to this situation effectively, so I'm going to go over to Mother Argyle and secure both her and the area. Like, I'm trying to be vigilant, basically.
Sure.
Just make sure there's not any new threats coming in from any direction.
Roll perception.
If I tried to medicine, I have a -1, so yeah, I don't
Cool.
want to make it worse.
Okay. Tulip.
Yeah, I guess I'll just medicine check this kid.
Yep.
Or at this point, can we like try and?
It's still a medicine check, whatever we're doing.
Fair enough. Hey, not bad.
That is enough. You get this thing out of him, and the end of it looks pretty fucking grabby.
Ugh.
Can I throw it on the ground and stomp on it?
Make an attack roll.
Wait, does anybody want to? Do we have like a glass jar or anything we want to save this shit in, or no? Like, does anybody care if I murder this thing?
Murder it with all haste.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to.
Yeah, you stomp on it, and it wriggles and writhes a bit, and then falls flat and limp and gross. Ben kind of coughs and splutters and brings up some blood and some nastiness, but after a little bit is kind of almost conscious and breathing on his own.
Okay, we need to get this kid the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Tulip will carry him.
As much as I understand the concern, I don't want to leave just yet because we can't carry Mother Argyle through the town. Like, there's no way.
Right.
Then when are
We need to do
leaving?
our investigation here.
I mean, we could carry her out of the fleshy bits into the muddy bit instead, where she presumably has less control over the walls if she happens to wake up or something.
Yeah. I mean, we could move into the tombstone, or not the coffin room,
Could you
and
all
do an
make
investigation / interrogation.
Could you all make me
Perception.
perception checks, please?
Motherfucker.
I'll just
Sure.
check.
Same.
Oh.
All in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Ah.
Hey!
That's someone who's
Said
good.
nope. Get dunked on.
Zigga, as you're looking around for somewhere to take Mother Argyle, you catch sight of a familiar figure.
No, it's
Oh.
boy.
Alright, you know what? Square up, you little bitch. It's been a long day. Let's just go.
He
Let's
sees
just go.
Zigga spot him, gives a jaunty little wave, and then steps around the corner.
Asshole.
I'm
I was
gonna,
just about to have Zigga move up 15 feet or so and just watch him, but then he did his little leprechaun shit, and there's no point.
He's doing his best impression of the other old wrinkly guy.
Oh my god.
Let's run in the family.
Yeah, it's just Steve and Steve, you know?
Okay.
Oh god. Alright. What are
So
we doing,
Zigga-
folks?
Zigga is going to reverse fireman carry this. I don't want her abdomen up against Zigga, to be perfectly honest.
In case it
So
tries
I'm
to
gonna-
envelop you or something.
I don't know what the fuck that's going on there. So I'm gonna bind her arms around Zigga's neck, but back to back,
Oh, well,
and
I don't know.
carry her. What?
I don't know if spines bend that way. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's probably fine.
No, I mean her back's gonna be flush with my back basically.
I mean,
And
two
I'm
of
just
you
gonna
could
hold her
just
arm.
arm and leg carry her out.
Right, but they're all dealing with Ben, so
I mean, Chris and B can probably get Ben. Tulip's happy to help with.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So then Tulip and Zigga can carry her, and I think we're gonna go to this room, and
Sorry, I was very zoomed in there. To the coffin room.
yeah, the coffin room, prop her up against this coffin right here.
Sure. Okay. I will move her over there, for there is nothing preventing you doing that. It's a bit of
Oh.
a squeeze to get her through the hole you made, but you manage it.
Well, we don't have to be particularly.
I assume
delicate
we
with her.
take Ben with us as well.
Yeah.
If we plant him right up against the wall again.
Yeah.
No.
Just press his face up into one of the cannons.
It's like, oh, sorry.
No.
All that
None
work.
of that.
Ben is becoming more conscious and is just kind of gently whining. He doesn't seem to be in any horrible danger, but he's not happy.
You need so much therapy. You don't even understand.
Yeah, let me do a third attempt at this. Honestly, I should probably just cast it directly on him to heal properly. But I am also kind of curious how Mother Argyle would react to positive energy. So I'm gonna cast it as an AoE again. Casting heal.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a 1!
Hey.
It wasn't a 1.
I go to full health. Boom.
Yeah. How does Mother Argyle react?
Mother Argyle kind of doesn't react.
Okay.
She's got a rather serious concussion that you just slightly healed.
Sure. So I'm not saying that. If I was more looking for
The effect that
negative
positive
reaction.
energy had on her.
Yeah, no, she didn't react negatively to that heal at all.
That is what I
But
wanted.
she did
Yes.
react positively. Like it like you could see
Healing
like
a little bit.
visual reduction of the bruising around the wound and stuff like that.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
The pile of skinless man flesh that used to be the gribble reduces into even more of a pile.
Oh, really? Okay.
And Ben stops crying a little bit and then is like, "Bleh," and then brings up quite a bit of blood, but he looks a bit better for it.
Good. A number of questions answered, even ones I didn't realize I had. Okay.
What would
Okay.
you like to do now?
I
Fuck
think that
out.
no, we need to interrogate Mother Argyle.
What about interrogate? We can
we-
examine her.
Mother Argyle
Well, yeah.
is exceptionally unconscious.
Okay, but yeah, so I mean, first do a physical examination. Like,
Okay,
Sure.
is that medicine?
what are we looking at?
What are you looking at?
Everything. Like, I'm Zigga's not being prudish or like
Clinical
respecting
script.
her dignity. Like he's gonna look all over.
Sure. Okay. So, it doesn't look like she's been taking particularly good care of herself on many levels. Everything from the bottom of her rib cage to like just about a quarter of the way down her thighs. What's left of it is very dark crystalline, like someone's taken a circle out of her.
Like an ice ball scoop, like
Yes.
directly out of her body.
Yes. And where you would expect there to be flesh and bone, there is a layer of crystal. You
Oh.
suspect that the belly was the rest of that circle, and it was roundly shattered where it was not supported by the rest of her body. What does remain of her flesh is very gnawed on by what you suspect to be the lamprey mouths of the more well-formed creatures.
That's her version of feeding them.
Quite possibly.
Okay, so we're not dealing with a possession here. She is literally some sort of awful entity. Do we have any idea what we're dealing with as far as what sort of creature this could be, or what sort of situation this is? Like, is it anything that we've heard of before?
Roll an appropriate skill.
I will roll occultism. Because that seems appropriate. Boof. There.
Lore scribing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll occultism as well because, well, I can't even roll as good as Chris did just now. But
Sure.
But do you not have a +2?
no, I have a 0.
Oh, sure.
Are you going to roll then, or not?
No, I'm not gonna roll. I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't have any additional information that Chris
Sure.
didn't have.
Chris, this smells of the kind of shit that you don't speak of. And that makes it quite difficult to actually gauge what's going on.
What does that actually mean? Sorry, what do you mean by that?
this kind of transforming dead bodies into semi-sentient beings and
Ooh.
stealing children in the night to plug them into flesh walls. That's the kind of shit that bad occultists do. That's like the forbidden section of the library kind of.
So it's
magic.
like black magic, effectively.
This is the black
the
magic of
equivalent.
black magic, yes.
Yeah.
This is
A
really
Neurodepura.
Yes, a Neurodepura.
Um,
Antananarivo.
Antananarivo.
Can with that occult check, like, is there any sort of reason to like any sort of motivation behind why you would want to do something like this? Because it doesn't seem like it's like, to be perfectly honest, like mechanically speaking, she was not that powerful. Like we overcame the challenge relatively easily. So like, what is the motivation to do something like this?
Probably a cult of some kind.
I mean,
Well,
it
and
sounds like she
also-
really wanted a child.
Yeah, it could
Really
just be that
bad.
she fell down the rabbit hole, as it were.
Yeah, and the other masked fellow who is waving jauntily at us may have been involved in her fall, so to speak.
Yeah, I wonder if he's like the Gaunter O'Dim of our uh, of our game session.
Wait,
Oh,
who?
what?
Sorry?
Our masked guy that keeps following us around in
No, no,
town.
no, no. With the you called him something specific. The what?
Gaunter O'Dim
Who? What's that?
from The Witcher.
Oh, no, yeah, I read about him on the Witcher wiki at one point. That's certainly a possibility. Yes, he's like David. Did you play Dishonored?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like the outsider.
He's like the outsider.
Oh, right, sure.
Getting the
I mean,
feeling,
that's purely speculative. I just threw that shit out there, so don't accept that as headcanon immediately.
getting the feeling that he is possibly pulling the strings because he's
Yeah,
clearly,
yeah.
but it doesn't seem like he's on the same level as her. She seems more like
Right. She seems more like an actor that we can act directly involved with, like interface with, whereas he seems alien.
well, I mean, B did interact with him once in the before getting mind fucked or memory fucked, if that's what happened. And it wasn't pleasant. So
Well, and that's the missing string that I'm not getting out of this circumstance, because so like I can kind of understand my wrap my brain around the flesh crafting aspect of like getting corpses and children and thinking that you're building a nursery and all that kind of stuff, like you're dealing with like a demented mind and everything like that, but I don't understand the hypnosis angle that's clearly going on here, like with the church sermon and the creatures like propping her up to do the sermon and like nobody, like everybody openly seeing it and nobody reacting to it. I don't understand where that's coming into play, because that has not affected us once.
Well,
You know,
maybe
so like,
maybe one half of it is her, and the other half of it is this weird dude.
yeah, I mean, that's possible. But then what's the possible motivation for it? And that's kind of what I was getting at with your occultism check. Is like, is there any sort of compulsion effect that would go into all of this from your knowledge of whatever this could be?
I don't know. Is there, Tom?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
a compulsion effect of that scale and magnitude would be exceptional. Like
Because that
like
is
wish
much more.
level magic.
Yeah, that is much more powerful than what's going on in like in the physical dimension of her building like these little shitty gribbles. Like, and also what the hell was the earth elemental antlion thing? Like that didn't have anything to do with it. It's in the middle of a city. Like it's slightly underground in the middle of a city.
I
Like
mean, so
if we counted that in like a desert or something, that would kind of make sense. But like, what the
can
fuck?
I make a nature check for that one and see how easy it would be, or maybe I even just know how easy it would be to contract a couple of elementals of that level for like a defense mechanism,
Sure.
essentially.
It would take someone of reasonable power to
Right.
install that kind of setup, but it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's
so
not
for
unfeasible that B could do it with some time. some more.
With time and a few more levels, B could probably do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So entirely feasible, I would say.
And we never got the impression that Mother Argyle was a spellcaster, correct? Like she didn't actually cast any spells, and she
She's a
attacked us
cleric,
only in
isn't
melee,
she?
right? Well, that's what it based on her position in the church. You might assume that, but like we've never seen her casting anything, right?
So even high levels of the church, you don't necessarily have to be a caster to hold that position. I don't believe you ever saw her cast a spell.
Correct. You're just calling for the children, pretty much, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, for all we know, she could actually just be a mundane person who has been put into this position of being the quote unquote like mother, but she doesn't necessarily have to be the one who actually did all of this.
those of you reasonably educated in any of the magic skills would also know that even mundane people can work certain rituals if they follow the instructions correctly.
Sure, yeah.
They just need to have a sufficiently high skill check, mechanically speaking.
Sure. And being a higher level at church, you probably have done some ritualistic things at least.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm actually just kind of wondering, like, if there's any way that we can nail down whether or not Mother Argyle as a person has been the same person throughout all of history, like all of her, whatever Mother Argyle's existence would be, or if she's been like
Robert?
recently body swapped or something like that recently, and there's been some sort of compulsion effect. I don't know if we would have any way of gathering that based on the fact that we don't know her as a person.
If we can gather that here, that might be a piece of information to look for, and probably part and parcel with investigating to see if the townsfolk are in on this cult thing, or if there was an explanation given for those abominations. Maybe that was what made them not have a reaction to it.
I'm
Like they
gonna
could push it off as something like the church took in some unfortunately deformed people out of mercy kind of thing, gave them a place to stay and work.
yeah, I'm gonna take that pulverized umbilical cord thing and throw it in a vial, and then I'm also gonna take the butt of my dagger or rapier or whatever and chip off some of the obsidian-esque flakes off of her abdomen.
Oh, you can
and put
get
those
you can
in a
get
vial.
some of that from the floor while you're in getting the.
We shattered like a bubble
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Some physical samples, I guess.
I would say we can maybe get out of here with her if we cover her up and then I don't know, almost have like a scouting convoy, people like going ahead and just checking if the coast is clear. It probably isn't because it's a town and it's like a major intersection, but like we can.
Yeah, I almost kind of wonder if we should just either let her go, like completely, just like leave her here and let her wake up on her own, or kill her. Because I don't see any reason to take her with us. What would we do with her?
I guess you're right in that respect. I don't think killing her would be. We just don't know enough. I think. We could technically. I mean, it's kind of disturbing, but we could technically camp out here in this spot until she wakes up.
Well, no, I mean, if we wanted to wake her up, we could probably wake her up. Like smelling salts or healing or just battering her around a little bit until she wakes up. I don't know.
Sometimes Zigga doesn't really sound like a very good person.
I'm not particularly compassionate to eldritch horrors. As you've noticed with the fact that I stabbed every single one of them.
Yes, you have been very stabby.
The stab.
But then I immediately went to Benzade. Like,
Yeah, fair. B.
Yes, sir.
Ben looks up at you and, with a very raspy voice, is like, "I want to go home."
And she looks back down at back down. She was probably looking as Ziggo was investigating Mother Argyle, and she looks down, and she gives him a tight hug, pats him on the back, looks at Tulip and the others, and says, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." And she's trying to basically shield his eyes from all the stuff around.
like standing in front of her and him and the
Yeah.
and
Like she's hugging him essentially. I think he was like still more or less lying on, like maybe like propped up against her.
Yeah.
So probably not fully standing, but yeah. she'll seeing Tulip come over, she'll kind of just say quietly, "Can you help me with him?"
Of course. And Tulip will, do what B tells her to do.
Sure.
Continuing to examine Mother Argyle with Chris. Physically on her person, does she have any possessions other than her clothing?
The clothing, the mask, a couple of religious trinkets of the church.
Oh, she had a mask on?
She had a mask on her. She wasn't wearing it at the time, but it's on her person.
Oh, is it the exact same mask that we took from her from her quarters?
It does appear to be the same design. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we should like mark it up with Sharpie or something for you.
1,
Well,
2.
Take it again, and see if it disappears again. The next time we find a mask.
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it is another copy of the mask, I should say.
Okay. I wasn't
No,
sure if we could.
yeah, Ziga was asking if it's the exact same mask.
No. It is another mask, but it has the same design on it. It's
Yeah.
built the same way.
Which is unusual because we had taken the previous mask from that ornate chest in her quarters, so presumably that was the one that belonged to her. But then it got taken back, right, by something, and now she still has a different set. I don't know if any of that was planned out, but if that was planned out, that seems unusual.
I guess we don't have enough information to know, but like I feel like we need to make a decision about whether we're going to kill her or just leave her here. I'm leaning towards killing her, but that we don't have enough information to know that if that's a good idea. I'm kind of like Zig like looking up at the others for like some sort of thumbs up, thumbs down sort of situation, like
Well, fucking Emperor style.
yeah, Emperor style.
Have any rope? Does anyone have any rope?
I do.
Ziga has rope, but like we're not gonna tie her up, are we?
I think we could and maybe use her as bait. To see if anyone else like.
Do you think this other
Well-
mask guy has been like trying to lead us to all of this in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know if we can do anything about the other mask guy. I think he's on a different level that we can't quite deal with. But it might let us see if anyone else is involved in this, or if she has essentially been acting alone other than that mask guy and the things that she has created.
Is there any other significant person of power in the church here and locally in town besides Mother Argyle, or was she the leader? Or I've never really gotten a sense of like based on the research that I did before, like is there other figures of power in this local church?
No one that would be a figurehead. Everyone else in the power structure would act as like a singular entity, as an organization.
So she's probably the largest figure of power.
She is certainly the most publicly prominent, yes.
Okay.
I do think we should not kill her right now so we can try to get some more information out of her. I do think we should take her out of this section of the caves just because if she's near any of this fleshy stuff, then I think she has the ability to call things from it. If we're not in the fleshy parts, then I don't think she can do that.
Remind me of the section that is prior to the antlion den, but still in the part of the non-alleyway. Like, what is the section of land between that?
A very windy but linear tunnel that went down quite a way.
Okay. Why don't we move her back up to that? Y'all take Ben, and I mean we can't.
Like we can, I would suggest that we keep watch on her, like tie her up and keep watch on her in that area and try to get some more information out of her.
Yeah, let's wait until we can wake her up. Okay, so y'all take Ben somewhere, and then I'll watch over her maybe with Chris, and we'll wait for you at the entrance to the like
Yeah.
right before the alleyway.
Yeah.
And then we'll interrogate her there.
And if anything happens, like B will say in character, like we're not trying to protect her or anything, but if
Right.
nothing happens, then it's probably better to just try to see what's going on rather than killing her.
Right. Right. I gotcha. We're on the same page.
Run if you need to run, right?
Well, I'll kill her if we
Sure.
need to.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure. If you need to run, maybe you can dispatch her first and then run if you need to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the plan then.
Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Okay, so we return, I think, to here.
The very beginning.
Well, the very beginning.
Well, no. The very beginning of the interior of the alleyway
Yes.
is where we're gonna. Is Chris and Zigger are gonna stay, while Tulip and B go take, quote unquote, take Ben home, even though he doesn't.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was going to say is, where are you taking him?
Yeah. So I have a question, just because I don't quite remember out of character. So we know that people don't remember the specifics about his mom and about the murder. What happened with right at the let's see. I don't remember if we asked the tailor who had hired her mom before if he remembered anything about Ben. I think we did, and he didn't seem like he remembered Ben.
I think that's accurate. I hope that's accurate.
Sure. Okay. So now that we actually have Ben with us,
Oh fuck! It just occurred to me, like, it's not just a matter of him not having a place to go. Like, he is an active loose end with whatever cult exists beyond just Mother Argyle.
yes,
And he can't just be like, we can't just cut him loose because he'll be snatched up again.
Yeah, I think we need to keep him with us. Tell him something that will satisfy him, or even.
I mean, white lie to him and just say that,
Not
like,
the full truth, presumably. Maybe ask him if he remembers anything first to see how much he already knows, and then kind of go from there. But probably take him with us to. The hotel is the quote unquote safest place we have. It's not, even though it's not really safe.
I would say, like, we need to, like, maybe tell him that his mom's in a different city and then get him to a different city. And
Inside the city for now.
But then we're just gonna have to like traumatize him.
yeah, I get it.
That's why.
Like,
That's why.
it beats him not being here and getting fucked. Like,
That's why I said, we should ask him what he remembers.
Yeah.
That
that's
might also
exciting.
be a bit traumatizing, but I think it's.
I would rather lie to him and break his heart or whatever, thinking that there's like false hope that his mom's still alive, than have him get killed.
But well, yeah, but like we still should ask him what he remembers.
Yeah. Like just so we know what we're like, we can make a decision on what to tell him after that. Just
Yeah.
figure out what he knows first. If this is the case, then, and I'm assuming we're basically discussing this. Well.
In hushed tones, perhaps. Ben doesn't seem like he's vaguely awake, but he's not really present.
Sure.
He's kind of in shock, certainly.
Sure. So I guess in character we'll discuss, like, is it maybe best if we temporarily leave the city, even if we're close by, and set up camp or something outside?
Maybe, yeah.
Because the inn is in a dead end underground. So if they were to come for us, that would not be an ideal place to be.
No, I'm wondering if like getting him over to the college, like, or something where people could look at him and figure out what the fuck might be a good idea. But yeah,
that might
right
be a
now...
longer, like a medium term to longer term plan, just because that's a fair bit of travel again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think camping outside might be good. We would just need a way to tell the boys that.
Sure. Well, I'm assuming we're basically discussing this very quietly.
You have enough time trekking out of the tunnel, so that's
Yeah.
not a problem.
What I'm going to say then is, God, how much stuff do we have in terms of gear? Probably a fairly substantial amount.
If
for one
if the
person.
conversation with Mother Argyle does not pan out to be of anything of significance, like if we feel like if coming away at the end of the conversation, there's no more relevance we can glean from her or the quote unquote meta quest line, like it's basically at an end, then I don't see any reason for us to stick around in this town. You know, like we could
Oh,
just leave.
I had the people from my mum's like
Oh,
cabal
right, yeah, we were gonna meet them in like a
to
week or something like that.
after the festival ended.
Right, so we don't want to get too far.
I don't know how much we want to get involved in this. So, like, in character, I don't know how much we want to get involved in this town's issues, but there is still the possibility that this is a wider spread cult rather than just something she's doing. So, we haven't done anything about that. If that is the case, I don't know if we want to do anything about that in character, but it's a thing. But anyway, I think B will probably say, she can like if they're like right at the the entrance to the alleyway, like still inside the illusionary wall, she will probably ask Tulip if she can go and grab like some gear from their in room. She doesn't want to take Ben there because the aforementioned like alcove thing. But maybe they can meet back here with some of our adventuring gear and then go up as through the nearest stairs.
Yeah, Tulip will be happy to do that. Do I need to roll anything, or like do I need to perceive a threat?
What are the boys up to again? In this time,
As far as I know, we're gonna stick with the original plan and stay spirited away in this little alleyway with Mother Argyle.
Yeah, I don't think that plan has changed.
so it's only Tulip that's going out at the moment.
We should probably send someone else with Tulip because I think the two of us are probably enough to watch an unconscious Mother Argyle and a non-hostile young boy. Whereas you might run into some trouble topside, like in the city.
I mean, do you want Zigga to go with you? I mean, I don't really have to. Like, there's nothing holding me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The non-magical duo can trick it out. We keep getting like teaming up in different ways.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like the teaming up in different ways.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Haven't had that dynamic before.
Okay. Could both Tulip and Zigga roll perception, please?
God damn it.
Where are they actually? Which direction are we going right now?
To the inn, so like this way.
Yeah, all the way over there. Yeah. Sorry, forget which building is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zigga's mostly occupied looking for, I imagine, more existential threats. Tulip picks up some murmurings. Some murmurings, in fact, about Mother Argyle.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
She's been found dead and mutilated.
Wait.
I mean, the thing in her bed probably was, but bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Probably got it
Do
covered.
they- Where?
Do you stop and ask someone? Or are you trying to...
I'm hoping to like stop it or like slow down and glean rather than asking directly.
Sure. In her quarters in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered the...
And there is tell that it was discovered by a higher up who's come in from well, they use the term abroad, but more accurately from the big city.
Oh no!
This is
Is
some
it?
bullshit.
What was the name of the woman that gave us the dress down before?
The Cardinal, was it?
It was... I don't think I ever gave them an actual name. I think
No,
they
I
only
don't.
introduced
They were just
themselves
a cardinal.
Yes,
Yeah.
as the cardinal.
speaking, like, I mean, not speaking, but like just continuing to listen. Does that person that came in, uh, are they female?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It seems like we can put 2 and 2 together there.
Her again. That's really nice.
No one's stopping you though as you reach the tavern, and you can go in and get your
Okay.
stuff. Everyone's very, very up in arms about this though. This is an awful
Sure,
happening.
Yeah, just get our shit and get out.
Okay, so I'm hearing this information now. I'm actually more inclined to keep Mother Argyle alive. Because first of all, her very life is contradictory to what the church is saying. And I think that like several of us have become antagonistic towards what the church is doing, to the point where we want to like at least passively, and some of us are actively working against the church. I think Chris is.
He's not like trying to screw with them, but he's not happy with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Undermine the church's authority, or at least trustworthiness in this town.
Right. And then secondly, the fact that that seems to like all but confirm the fact that this was a body double of Mother Argyle in the bed, possibly using some sort of illusion to make it more legitimate. And the fact that they've confirmed her dead means that they're done with the body double. Like, and they expect that more than likely we've dispatched the real Mother Argyle. Which means that the creature that we have down there is the human Mother Argyle in whatever form that she's taken. And possibly, if we remove her from the situation, she may come to some sort of coherence. So I'm actually thinking while we grab our stuff from the tavern, come back and report this to y'all, and then put on those cloaks and everything like that, and try to get both Mother Argyle and Ben out of the city, and see if we can talk from there.
NPCs. A
Yeah.
mother and son duo.
But none of us have sneak except for you, I think.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not talking about sneaking. I'm just like, if we put them in cloaks, Ben is semi-lucid at best, so we just like put him over the back of somebody. Mother Argyle is not physically that big, and so like maybe
Right,
like
go back.
Tulip,
But
we
what
can
if she
carry.
wakes up and starts screaming?
Well, yeah, if that happens, then everything goes to hell. But like if we can get her out of the city, we can at least like look into the situation. I definitely want to have a conversation with her.
I love a good plan that has a contingency of, oh well, yeah, we're fucked if that happens.
Well, okay, so here's another idea. We wake her up. We have a conversation with her to get more information, and depending on the results of that conversation, we knock her out again and carry her out of the city, or we just decide to end her.
Repeated concussions are not good for people.
She has been
honestly do
unconscious
not
for
particularly care for her health at the moment.
she has been
Like, beyond her
unconscious
being alive.
for a very long time at this point. Like, you're not meant to be knocked out for minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm. I will say that we can the chances of her waking up in the next few minutes while we get out of town essentially is fairly low. If we need to, we can gag her and tie her up so she doesn't, start flailing or screaming, very audibly in the middle of town, and then just like book it almost.
As Tulip and Zigger are returning from the tavern on the return trip,
Yay.
they both see some church garb clad figures. They are like almost dowsing.
Oh,
Shit.
They've got like they're following where instruments are taking them.
Ah, fuck.
And they're kind of just all around the route, like up and down, going in every direction, looking in all the nooks and crannies.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, I don't think B and Chris are aware of this. And they are like right beside or close to the entrance.
Well,
Which
there is an illusory wall, so
right, but the
that
dowsing
might
may actively take them to it. So
sure. But like I'm just saying, like it might buy us y'all a little bit of time. But right now we're blended in with the crowd. Like we're not anybody special. So we can
Right.
keep going towards our destination for the meantime.
Sure, yeah.
And so we'll do so.
That does make
returning back.
taking Mother Argyle out much, I think, considerably more difficult if they actually have a way of tracking her down.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Then I think it won't be an issue. We like he's semi-lucid. We can just carry him on the back and say he's tired. Like
I'm honestly thinking like it's worth it to try. Like here's my thought process is they clearly want Mother Argyle gone for the purposes of cleaning up the cover up. We attempt to get her out of the city, try to avoid the dowsers and everything like that, and get her out of city limits. And if we're successful, great. If we're not successful, then we literally just rip the cloak off of her so that it causes a public outcry, at least until they get, brain wiped again, and dump her body on the ground and run. Because they'll probably be more interested in cleaning up after
Wow.
her than us,
I
and
don't
we
know.
can just get away.
Yeah, I don't know if that part will go as you hope, but I do agree there is value in taking her if we can swing it. Just don't know if we can swing it. I don't think they're gonna give up chasing us if we just dump her on the ground though.
Tactically deploy deformed dead body.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
if
no,
that's
I honestly think if they're going to cover up Mother Argyle's death, they're going to be much more concerned about covering that up than chasing after the people that, like the Cardinal will be or report like they'll report it to the Cardinal. She'll realize it's us again and be pissed, but like we'll get away in the moment.
well. The thing
I
is,
think.
they may not like the regular guards who are doing the dowsing may not actually be privy to everything. Um, like if on the chance that they are just looking for something on like someone who is suspicious, they may have one person go like investigate the body and the other ones just try to stop us because we are suspicious. Essentially, it's a pretty big risk. Essentially,
Yeah. I guess I'm just not really sure if we have a better option.
You can see the investigative folks going back and forth at the I'm drawing at the top of the intersection here, and it's becoming slightly more frequent. You reckon? Just a little bit.
okay. B's current thinking is it's not worth it. We take Ben because we can't because that's easy, and we leave while they don't question us. Like we make it look like we're coming out of one of the buildings here or something. So they don't question why we're in this back alley where they're plugging.
Yeah, I don't particularly care about Mother Argyle, to be honest with you.
I thought you'd be the most on board with this
Why?
because the fact that Mother Argyle is still alive when the church is actively saying they're not
I
falls
don't know that.
directly. Like, yeah, I know, but like you don't know it yet. But like Zigga and Tulip are on their way to come tell you.
Yeah, but like at present, Chris doesn't give a shit about this weird, gribbly
Oh,
woman.
you also don't know anything about the Dowsers either.
Yeah, we
We're on
do.
the way to
We're
tell you about
seeing
that
them
too.
here.
Well, they're through the illusory wall, so I don't think we're actually seeing.
Oh,
them.
can we
No,
not see
no,
through
no.
the wall?
The illusory
Sorry, Tom.
wall.
Tom said you can see the blah blah blah.
The
blah,
illusory
right.
wall is back here.
Yeah, we're not behind the wall. We're just here.
Oh no, I think we are behind. Like I was intending for us to actually be because Mother Argyle's body is probably not out here in the open. Like
Yeah, we're like
in
they
the
were like right here
Mm.
at the very beginning of the tunnel, looking out.
like I think we're like behind the illusory wall, like pretty much immediately, like right next to it almost.
Yeah, put that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Ben and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so I mean, yeah,
Zig is going to
carry on.
we're gonna stop like right here, like we're going into the residential area in this section.
Mm-hmm.
Ziga is going to keep a lookout for a time where there's like a passing of the guard where they're not actively like paying attention to anything that might be happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Tulip to slip in, and then afterwards he'll look for another window and he'll slip in as well.
Sure. It doesn't take too long. They're more interested in their instruments than they are in the actual people.
Mhm.
So you can slip in without much trouble.
And maybe
And
have
we'll
a
go
very
ahead
quick conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead and quickly inform them about what's going on, the Dowsers, and also the situation with Mother Argyle,
Sure.
and decide what we want to do. Maybe take it up to a vote because it looks like it's going to be a contentious vote.
Everyone make your decisions. I'm gonna have B say, I say we take Ben, leave Mother Argyle, and leave and get out of the city. I don't think it's a risk that I don't think we should be putting ourselves in danger for this. Um, we're not, like it's a big thing that's happening, but I don't think that it's our responsibility to solve it.
I'm most interested in hearing Chris's opinion. Like, with all of the information now, like, what is Chris's opinion?
The main contention is whether or not we're taking Mother Argyle, right?
Correct.
Right.
Mother Argyle is, according to the church, dead. So her not being dead is potentially a serious blow to the church. And also, we haven't
Yeah,
talked to
okay,
Mother Argyle,
so-
so we might get some super useful information.
Okay, so
But
Sort
on the
of-
flip
it's
side, it's
sort
going to be a
of-
pain in
it's-
the ass to get her out of the
it-
city.
is it really a blow to them? Like, don't they just go, that abomination isn't Mother Argyle, what are you talking about? And like everyone else who, is part of the area will be like, yeah, that doesn't look like Mother Argyle to me. That looks like a weird flesh monster thing, right? So like, how do we possibly make people believe that this thing is the person we're saying it is?
I think she would
Like,
have to be awake.
huh?
I think she would have to be awake to be.
Oh well, definitely not going and like parading her around town trying to confront people. Look, Mother Argyle's still alive. You know, like
I don't know. That is actually kind of what I was thinking.
No, but like, so what do you even do with her? Like, what would be your intention? What do we get out of taking her with us?
so. My thought
Other than
process.
trying to get answers out of someone who is quite clearly mentally fucked.
So my thought process is get out of town, camp somewhere, and attempt to like talk with her. If she is even semi-lucid, we could possibly get some really useful information out of her. If she's completely like mind fucked, then possibly taking her all the way back to the academy. Because if any in like of the entities that we are aware of that aren't the church, the academy is the only one that I think has the resources to even possibly deal with this. Or maybe you're occultists, but like we would have to stick around town for like a week.
I mean, they
Like
have
around town, not actually in town, but so. Tulip, you haven't said anything yet.
I mean, Tulip would be willing to go get her on the basis that she might be a victim of something bigger and may actually be helpable, savable.
Right, and that's the other thing that I was thinking is like she's not necessarily she's not necessarily the antagonist here.
right.
She
she
could
just-
be a victim.
Mhm.
Mm.
If I examine this lady,
Mm-hmm.
is she / should she be, not occultism rather, dead?
Because of missing organs and stuff.
Yeah, she has no stomach.
Oh yeah, no, she should be dead.
Mhm.
Is she still breathing?
Just about, yeah.
but she's not undead. But she should be dead if she were a normal person, I guess. Ooh.
Yeah, you would guess that she's missing everything reproductive, large intestine, small intestine, probably the kidneys, most of the stomach.
That does sound pretty lethal. Well, the other option is if we curl her up into the fetal position, can we put her in a backpack or something? How big is she?
She's not that
Well,
small.
Not that small. Okay.
I mean, with her entire like half of her body missing, effectively, like
Well,
the
it's
center of her
filled with
body
something.
missing.
It's filled with something else. It's not just empty and foldable. That
Well,
that
no.
actually might make it harder because it's
Actually
crystal.
very rigid.
Yeah. So she's probably not very easy to bend, if anything.
I don't know. I don't know what we're really. I don't know if it will really do anything for us to have access to this thing.
Okay, hear me out. What if we all rolled like our highest skill, and whoever like the highest is gets to decide? Go full
I
meta.
don't think that's the way to do this. I think that we should put it to a vote, and if I get outvoted, that's fine, you know. But like, it looks
the
like
thing, I
it's
think we're split.
2-2.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're split 2-2. That's the problem.
We should. So we need to kill someone, and then we can have a
No,
tiebreaker.
whoa. You know what will happen there? You'll just pick me.
Yeah,
Like,
I love how Chris is being like, hold up, whoa.
You can see a group of the Dowsers collected at the T-junction at the end.
Okay.
I
So-
don't think we can leave this alleyway with this ostensible corpse.
Well,
I think we should get the fuck out of Dodge with the lad.
Damn it. We didn't get any new information. Like, that's the shitty part, is we're walking away with no new information to speak
But
of.
we saved Ben, and that's the important thing after all.
yeah,
I mean,
Zigga. Wait,
Yeah.
no.
it's not that I don't care about Ben, but
We saved Ben. Well, we can fix that.
why do y'all keep ascribing horrible motivations to Zigga?
Because Zigga's the most morally grey person in the party.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah, you and Chris are like very close, but you're just that
I would
little
say
bit
Chris
step
is
over.
probably
What the fuck
morally-
has Chris done that is morally grey? Genuinely, point to an action.
Chris has been himself. That's what's morally grey about Chris.
God.
Chris has done pretty much nothing objectionable. Like
I'm not
at all.
sure if Zigga's done anything objectionable other than what y'all ascribe to him.
Oh no! You suggest objectionable shit all the time.
It's not necessarily serious.
Yeah, but the fact that he's just like, yeah, I guess we saved the child, but, and hear me out.
I didn't further my goals, and that's the
Yeah,
important thing.
like, listen, can we throw him back and get the crazy bitch? Like, I feel like that's a fair trade. You can just leave him down there, fuck it.
Chris is like sarcastic, but I don't think he's ever been anything
I
even
think-
close to objectionable.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Zigga is overall good, but he's also very utilitarian.
Because we
um,
can't keep arguing about our alignments. We've got to, like, save this bitch and this kid. Like, come on. Yeah,
Oh, this is out of character, so
No,
like, sure.
that was in character.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's not feasible because there's like we can't escape out the back end or whatever because there is no that like it literally just goes to a dead end, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, if we can't save Mother Argyle, then I at least don't want the church to have her. I'm thinking that we throw her into the antlion then.
God.
Zika, for fuck's sake.
I don't want the church to have her.
Wait, this isn't a yandere simulator where it's like, if I can't have you, no one can. Go to the airlines.
I'm not like some sort of like psychosexual masochist or something like that. I mean, like I don't want the church having access to her for any purpose.
Like
So let's-
the church is not. Just to be clear, the church is like antagonistic to our goals, but they're not evil as far as I can tell. Like
Well,
I don't think they're looking to like do something untoward with like at most they'll cover it up. I think they're not going to be like experimenting on it further or stuff like that.
I don't
You
know
really think
about
so?
that.
I
Yeah,
don't
really,
know about that.
I have
I'm
not.
really starting to get the impression that they're actively behind this.
I 100% do not think so. I think that she is an isolated individual in this organization in this town who is
See,
being led astray by that other
I
masked fellow.
I disagree. Like even at the beginning of this campaign, didn't Tom describe the thing in the sky that shall not be named as being kind of fetal looking? Like there's a theme here, and we're
Okay,
not-
sure. So okay, maybe not isolated, but I mean, I don't think that the church is the organization behind this.
Okay, if that's the case, and that's very charitable, I feel like, then I think that the cardinal is behind something that's going on here. And I don't. Okay, we don't want to say that we don't want the church having access. I don't want the cardinal having access to Mother Argyle.
I just don't think we have time to get down there and cut her neck open or anything like that. Like we don't even know what could theoretically kill her at this point.
Yeah, 'cause she should already be dead.
She should be dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but presumably the obsidian-esque material is keeping her body cavity magically intact or something like that. But like a normal lethal blow, what the
So the
fuck is
icons have spawned. We need
Those are the cards.
Pyramid Head
Yeah.
is shown up?
The
Yeah.
cards.
Can we just fucking get out of Dodge? Like.
Okay, fine. We're
Like,
really giving the
it-
cue
the-
that like we don't have time for this.
Yeah, well, the problem is that we spent so long arguing about this that we now don't have time to do anything about it, so we should get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Zigga just rapiers her in the throat.
Oh wow. Okay.
What?
Would anyone like to try and stop Zigga?
I don't think Zigga does things that are objectionable.
I
Now's
don't
the
think
time.
Zigga does anything that's objectionable. I think that this is the morally prudent thing to do.
Oh no.
Would
No.
anyone like to object in the brief moment before Zigga coup de grâces this lady?
No question mark. Like
Guess
it doesn't
not.
feel right, but what
I feel like
else?
Zigga is making a morally good action with the knowledge that we have, even though it is uncomfortable.
I will say B will not object in the moment because she does not want to have a potentially loud altercation with people outside of this place.
B will remember this.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't fine, and B was fuming.
Okay. There is a quiet gurgling, and Mother Argyle falls still.
All right, and then is the illusory wall two-way or is it only one way? Like, can we see it? We obviously we can see. Otherwise, you wouldn't be giving us new information.
Correct.
So, Are they actively looking in our direction at this point, or are they just milling around in the area?
They are starting to exhaustively sweep this particular offshoot. It's
Okay.
taking them a while, but you don't really have many places to go.
How long is the distance here?
Not 15 feet, I can tell you that much. Probably, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters?
Zigga wants to use stealth, like his knowledge of stealth, to find good windows where he feels like they're not paying absolutely close attention to the point where like somebody materializing out of nowhere would be
Sure.
shocking, and get the rest of the party out and then get himself out.
Sure, roll for it. Ooh, okay. Why can't I hit end in the fucking Roll20 chat window? That would be lovely.
The end is never the end. Is never the end.
It's never the end, yeah. What was that from?
Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable, of course, yes. Yes, you managed to get the party out one by one. Ben, presumably with either Tulip or B, as they seem to have been caring the most in the
Okay.
moment.
Tulip carrying Ben, and we step out into the open,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ziga's like, follow my lead, and leading the group past them, he will start talking about this fantastic shepherd's pie that he had, and like trying to get the entire group engrossed in how great it was as they pass by.
Shepherd fed.
Okay. Deception. Is that a thing?
Yes. Yes, deception.
Yes. Deceive me.
That is some good fucking shepherd.
That's
pie.
some fucking good shepherd's pie.
Yeah,
Could
just
everyone
fucking
else
keep-
also roll a deception, please?
No. Yay.
No,
It wasn't
no,
a
I
one.
cannot.
That was a crafting. You really want to make this shepherd's pie.
Can I do diplomacy?
Ooh.
Yes, with a penalty.
How much of a penalty?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, can I try diplomacy?
Yes, with a penalty.
Okay.
It's probably better than
I think
deception.
it's reasonable for someone to also stay quiet if they want to, because not everyone has to be talking at the same time.
Yeah, but you are trying
wait,
to
no,
hide
wait,
a collective trauma.
hang on. This
Hmm.
is me pretending to gossip, essentially. Can I use society?
Oh, go on then. Go on then.
Further away.
Woo! Yeah, look at that! Roll to one anyway. Boom.
So,
Good roll.
Zigga was like, follow my lead, so I'm presuming Zigga's slightly in the front, kind of taking
Yep.
charge. And
He's
Zigga...
kind of like walking in front and talking behind him, like excitedly to his friends,
Yeah.
and he's kind of keeping the movement flowing past these people.
And Tulip gets by, and that's fine. And B gets by, and that's fine. And then just as Chris is passing them, you hear whip as one of their instruments goes off,
Oh shit.
and they all look at each other, and they all look around.
And Zigga's going to keep everybody moving, still talking about the the lamb was. Oh man, it was so good. And just like not letting it phase him at all as he keeps it moving.
Chris, this time I need a deception from you, please.
Okay, I will suck at this roll.
Don't
Go,
fuck it up.
gadget.
Don't
this.
fuck it up, Chris.
They look at each other, and you can see their gaze like wash over the group. And they linger for just a moment. But then they're like, I don't know, must have been a false positive, and carry on.
I didn't completely suck for the entire encounter. Woo!
Which way do you go at the top of the intersection?
Please west. Closest one. I
This
think.
way.
What gets us out of town? I actually don't know where the exits are.
That's these stairs.
There's
Up
one.
Well, the way out of town is all the way at the bottom. Essentially, we need to
Oh.
get out from underground and just fuck off.
Yes.
Being out of the tunnels is a good start, I would say.
Yep, I would probably agree.
Ooh. So you get to the tunnel entrance. Could you all make a will save for me, please?
God,
Yes.
what is going on?
Nope, apparently not. Tulip just fucking dies.
Holy fucking shit! Yes, I can.
Chris doesn't notice a damn thing, and neither does
So good
B.
at this.
Tulip and Zigga are both compelled to stop and turn around, and you see, like a bit further up,
Oh no.
Oh, good.
and the both of you hear. This is not a compulsion, this one, but you hear it. You just hear stop.
No question mark.
You are not being held after you are turned around. You are free to act.
We are.
Can we fucking leave?
There's no point in attempting to leave because if we attempt to flee, she'll catch us. So we might as well face the
Can we
music.
help you, ma'am?
Are you stopping? And
Yes.
Chris hasn't even fucking noticed. Just like
Zigga,
walking along.
Zigga stops.
Ziggo is in the front, so this is quite noticeable.
Mhm.
Zigga stops, turns around, and faces her. Doesn't say anything immediately, but just faces her.
What?
I don't. It is her, by the way. Like obviously it's the cardinal, but
Yes.
like specifically, where is she in relation to us?
She's like maybe 100 meters further in down the tunnel. You guess that
Oh
she
wow,
probably
she
came
really
from the temple.
projected. She projected her voice like.
She messaged her voice.
Yeah, message
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
What do you want,
Okay.
lady?
Well, we can't. She's not close enough yet. I guess we'll wait for her to catch up
You can
to us.
reply to a message cantrip.
What are Chris and B doing when Zigga stops and turns around and is like, ah, fuck?
Probably bumps into Zigga briefly, looks up curiously, follows his gaze, and then turns around to see the cardinal in there. And she kind of makes a silent swear under her breath. But she does stop.
Chris, for his part, probably like falls short of running into everyone. Turns around and is like, "Really?" It's like literally out loud. Really?
She is approaching with two of the paladin-looking motherfuckers from before, and also a little mousy-looking gnome fella who has a much more advanced-looking version of the dowsing tools.
Cool.
Oh.
And those tools are like bigger than he is. It's all on his back in a big backpack platform.
I mean, so we can either flee or stay and talk to her. And if we whichever one we choose, I don't think we have the other option of the other later on.
So, given that this is a message spell, I believe we can reply to her by whispering. The targets, I think, can do that if I remember correctly. Yeah. So who did she?
It's Tulip and Zigga will just relay the fact that she wants us to stop and talk to her.
Sure.
Presumably. Well, I mean, she wants us to stop. I don't know if she wants to talk or if she wants to kill us. What do y'all think?
What does she want? Like, just talk to her,
She
I
didn't.
guess.
She didn't say. She just said stop.
Well, yeah, and I'm asking her.
Yeah, you can talk back to her and ask her like, what do you want?
You get
Yeah,
a
what the-
brief response.
Yeah.
Fuck off would be one. That is an option.
What's up?
Dog.
Yeah,
Another.
what's good?
Looking sexy today.
Hey, girl.
I know a guy in the temple who would.
Yeah.
And then that guy gets very fired.
Oh no.
Very fired.
Yeah, just like what? Just what? What? Question mark.
She's not coming towards you with any particular haste, but she is walking up to you, not bothering to message any further.
That's what I was worried about.
We can't fight them. Like, in addition to the fact that their levels are probably much higher than ours, but like, if we fight them, the entire guard will come.
I
So we
somehow
either-
doubt we can run because they are also of influence in the church. There's a church in like every town. So unless we plan to be hermits from now on,
mean-
right? But I'm also wondering if she'll just straight up kill us if she catches us.
well,
Because
it's
she
either
already warned us once.
yeah.
And, like,
well,
we deliberately walked away from the thing that she was warning us about and did something entirely different, not even intending to fall into the church's influence again, and then it happened again. And like, this is not our fault, lady. But she didn't care.
well, I think
I do think that we should still wait. It's just I'm
yeah,
dreading
I would-
waiting.
it's not something I'm happy about, obviously, but I think it's probably the better option. than trying to run.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
So we'll wait for them to arrive.
one of the paladins slips around behind you, and you are shepherded off to the side, so you aren't blocking the entire thoroughfare. And she looks the four of you up and down, and simply says, "You again? Really?"
I wasn't expecting to see you again.
You bitch, you had to have known it was gonna be us. You came
What-
walking towards
what-
us with a purpose. Acting surprised like you fucking
let's-
knew.
Let's not antagonize her immediately.
I'm just speaking the truth.
She gives Tulip like a 3-second stare down before rolling her eyes.
At me, ho. I don't care.
If she makes a motion to that, B is going to just like put her arm across like Tulip's front and it's like.
I assume you know something about what's going on here.
Nope, not a clue.
The gnome's stuff goes fucking haywire when you say that.
Really? Lie detector? Fuck off.
we might have some suspicions about what's going on. B will say.
Would you be willing to talk with us peacefully?
I don't suppose we have any other choice. She looks at the paladins.
Would you be willing to talk to us peacefully?
I wouldn't be giving you the option if I weren't.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna make it out of whatever interrogation cell that you're gonna throw us into.
You think very poorly of me, don't you?
You've not done a very good job of like setting a good impression.
Please follow me.
Yeah.
And she'll turn and she will take you to the temple.
Okay.
And she will actually take you to the very same room in which Tulip had her tryst with Stan.
Fucking course she would.
And after a few moments, some extra seats will be brought in so that everyone has a seat, including Ben, who has not been separated from you or anything.
Good.
B will uncontrollably blurt out. Was there a reason you picked this room in particular?
No, it was free. Why?
Oh no reason.
Tulip's gonna be dying.
No, there's a reason. What's the reason?
Tulip is trying not to laugh.
I have a lie detector. There.
Don't sit on the desk, is all I'm saying.
Cringe.
Is it relevant?
Immediately.
No, it's not
No.
relevant.
It is not relevant. No, it is not relevant.
It's
She will.
just really funny.
That is not a lie. It's not relevant.
Hmm. So, what happened?
So you have a lie detector on us, and I don't see any particular reason to hide things from you because why would we even bother? So Ziga will start from the beginning of what we've discovered in town, people being mind wiped, what we discovered from Mother Argyle, and basically everything.
I see.
I don't think that there would be any details that we would want to hide. So can I? My kiddo is like harassing the hell out of me right now, so I'm like having trouble focusing. But like,
Sure.
is there anything that we would want to hide? Like going through, we didn't do anything.
If we're going through all the details, I don't think so. Not in particular. B will be sure to add, and just so you know, we
the
just
church is, I think
this
that's
just
the
happened to
worst
happen
thing.
while we were here.
Man,
Like we didn't look into anything. It just happened.
like, we didn't specifically go out of our way to interact with the church again. But
when you specifically add that, the gnome's things beep again.
wait, what? Zig is confused. Like
It
he
does.
looks at the device and he's like, we didn't try to go into like influencing the church. We stumbled into this shit.
And the gnome will look between you and the cardinal and nod and be like, they're telling the truth, but it's still not right.
I feel like that masked guy really wanted us to be here and really wanted us to discover all of this shit. Like, he led us through all of this nonsense. And then, like, besides the one time, like, he didn't really react with hostility. He was just kind of being a troll.
Does Tulip say that in character?
Yes, but, like, probably in a hushed tone to be.
Okay, well, I'm assuming they're all like pretty close. They can probably hear.
Oh, you'd struggle to say something without it being heard by the room, yeah.
Right. So I'll just ask: does Tulip say that? Because I can build off that. But does Tulip say that?
Tulip says that in character.
Okay, so B will say that is true. It did seem like that person, whoever they was trying to get us involved into things.
Zigga
But
like tossed some mask onto the table to see if they like possibly like recognize the way it looks.
The cardinal is very careful not to touch it, but uses like a pencil to kind of spin it round to face her. And you don't see any recognition there. The gnome passes his various instruments over it, and there's a few beeps and boops. But nothing that seems to raise any alarms. And the cardinal will say, and you are absolutely sure you don't know this masked figure?
I mean, we don't know them. Like, we never
You
got a chance
mean-
to see them. So, like, if we've met them before and they're, they're masked, then we may not recognize them.
Do you mean, are we sure we don't know them, as in, like, we've never met them, or do you mean we don't know who they are?
Yes.
I don't think I've met them. I haven't got a fucking clue who they are.
Okay. And at this point, the gnome is sweeping instruments up and down each of you. And as it gets to Zigga's bag, it fucking goes haywire.
Okay. Zigga will pull out what he suspects is going haywire, which is the vial of the obsidian and the tentacle.
The tentacle actually doesn't show up much. But the vial of the crystal is pretty noisy. And the cardinal will ask you, have you ever met anyone else who... Or have you ever seen this material before?
No. Wait. Well, yes. Once in the chambers of the creature that they're calling Mother Argyle.
Oh, we know
But
that's not Mother Argyle.
Right. Well, yeah.
Please don't think poorly of us for putting that story out to the public. They would rather panic, I think.
we did run into a single crystal of this before in that room, but that's the only place we've seen it.
When he runs his instruments over Chris, does it care about the ring he's wearing?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Presumably Ben is still with us. Does it at any point care about him?
No.
Okay. That's good.
No.
What is it?
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know, but we intend to find out. I think that you've probably done something beneficial today. But if I were to give you some advice, it would be to stay away from anything that has any of this substance on it.
Sounds like a good idea to me, Ben says.
B,
Ben
you mean?
says.
Ben says.
Yes, B. Sorry, yes, B says.
I've probably been too, to be honest.
Yeah. The boy has no home now.
But he's sitting right here. Jesus.
Did you
And
guys have anything to do with the collective delusion that happened?
No.
Do you know what caused the collective delusion?
No.
Great.
Is there like a bullshit detect spell? 'Cause I feel
Like,
that-
yeah, I was gonna say the lie detector going off on her.
Nope.
yeah.
That would be funny.
No, it's not, but you don't know if it goes both ways. So.
Yeah.
Chris will actually look at Tabit and be like, assuming she's with us, like,
Yep.
just, you know, just be like, is she lying?
Tabit will generally be disinterested in this,
Sure,
which is probably good.
sure. If she sort of just gives me a who gives a fuck look, then
Yeah.
I won't. I'll drop it. But it's
Yeah.
like, right. He points at the rock and it's like, do you actually have any way of figuring out what that is?
Me? No, we have people for that.
I meant you as an organization.
We have people for that.
Right. Sure.
Oh, I made an offer to you the last time that we met, and you turned me down then. But we keep unintentionally stumbling ass backwards into this shit. Do you want to possibly work with us in some limited capacity rather than just continually treating us like we're hostile invaders? Like, we're not trying to fuck with you.
You have not necessarily proven allied with us.
No, you've played a large role in that. You understand that, correct? Like, you've actively treated us like an enemy the first time that we met.
And the benevolence that the church has shown you throughout your entire life counts for nothing.
I'm talking about you specifically.
I don't care what you think of me.
Look,
That's probably
there-
a good thing.
is there anything we can do to prove that, like, we're not active threats and we're trying to figure this out?
Enter the clergy, work for 10 years, prove yourself a beneficial member of society.
Ugh, gross. Fuck that.
I did all that making sure these guys could eat when they were growing up, not joining the clergy, being beneficial to society.
And I'm sure they thank you for it daily.
This... this bitch. The audacity. I know Tulip doesn't say that in character.
B will sense Tulip's distress and pat her on the arm.
You are familiar with our caring of those without a home and without families. There are places that the child can be housed. We would take him off your hands if there are no arrangements you would rather make. He will, of
I
course, be cared for to the best of our abilities.
I don't know about all of this.
Chris looks extremely uncomfortable with what is going on. It's just sort of sat there like, but I can't
I
actually
honestly-
house him.
I was gonna say we don't have anything else. Like we're literally orphans ourselves, so it's not like we have a network, like to set
Right.
him up with.
What is going on with someone's mic right now? Oh,
It's
there we
like
go.
somebody took their mic and like was rolling it around on their desk or something.
Yeah. Not
But
hearing
it's
it
stopped
anymore.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It was probably mine. I wasn't doing that, but I can do the push talk again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a better option, so like I think we should accept it.
I'm not outfitted to help a kid.
Very well. If everything you have said proves accurate and does not result in horrific harm to members of the church here beyond what has already been done, then you can expect a courier at some point with reward in lieu of payment of your service.
Right.
Thank you.
We must verify what has happened here before we do so. It would not be prudent to encourage vigilante action on such important matters.
Hey,
Do you have any idea who the bloke in robes is?
No.
So you don't think he's a member of the clergy?
I don't expect so, but I wouldn't expect someone capable of what has evidently happened here to be a member of the clergy. And she does seem
Right.
quite genuinely distressed by what has been described.
Sure.
You are doing a fantastic job, by the way, of like straddling the razor's edge of plausible deniability to the point where you don't have any clue what's going on. It's really uncannily good. Yeah.
Is she confiscating the shard of obsidian, whatever the fuck?
She hasn't said as much.
Hmm. He sort of. Are you looking to take that off us? And points at the rock.
Yes.
Hmm. Can you leave a portion with me?
She looks very troubled by this. Why?
He sort of rolls up the sleeve with the thing on it. I can maybe figure out where it's from.
Possibly.
Or what it is.
On the condition that you tell us what if you find anything out.
This
Sure.
Zig is like, this is the sort of arrangement that I'm referring to.
Yeah.
That will be enforced. You understand?
Sure. I was planning on, I don't know, staying in the inn and figuring it out anyway.
Very well. And the gnome will hurriedly apportion it with some tweezers into two separate containers.
Chris like takes the vial off him and is like, "Thanks." Begrudgingly.
He nods. He keeps the original vial.
That's fine. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I just need a portion of it, right? Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
really matter to me. I assume I can at least get like location it comes from or whatever the fuck out of
quite
my
possibly.
nonsense.
Quite
Yeah.
possibly. I would once again advise you to try and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of stepped into town and then a boy murdered his mum in front of us. That's what happened.
You
If you
told us
want
to
to
stay
look
out
at
of
the
trouble last time,
catalyst.
and we traveled halfway across the continent and have deliberately avoided the church matters and still managed to fall into church bullshit.
I know,
Well, I mean,
it's remarkable how you've managed that.
Did you guys
Somehow-
know about all the fucking shrines between the two cities, by the way?
Was that you?
I didn't make them. Fuck off. They were there.
Oh, good God, you have no idea how much work that's been.
I mean, we nearly died trying to make him not explode and blow
Gods
up the two nearby
above.
towns.
Do you know how many people saw that tree?
Yeah.
That's visible
us,
from the other
at the
side of the
least.
country.
I mean, at least it's a tree and not an undead being that looks like a unborn baby.
She's pinching the bridge of her nose like these motherfuckers. You know the scene in I think it's Harry Potter 1 where McGonagall's like, "Why is it when there's trouble it's always you three?"
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He's so indignant about this. Oh, you think this is my fault that they're there? What are you talking about? They were just there.
You better
As far
tell
as
me
we-
about that then. What happened there?
As far as we can tell, someone, we don't know who, interacted with
The death shrine.
the negative energy shrine of the four, knocked it out of balance, and they all started taking too much energy or throwing out too much energy. I don't fucking know. One of the two. And then they were about to implode or explode or whatever shrines to other elemental planes do, and we had to stop them. There you go.
And you didn't think to
Right.
ask anyone for help with this?
We were more concerned with them exploding before we got the help.
Yeah, like who? No one was going to be able to help us in whatever the name of that town is. I don't remember. And like the only people in town were the church, and we were directly interfacing with them.
That is true, to be fair.
And
actually.
I just realized we're going to get them in trouble. But that's
You just threw them under the bus.
I'm going to have to check so many records now.
He is now giving Chris and Ziga the flattest look.
hey, I didn't open up this branch of conversation.
It's mostly directed at Chris.
Chris looks straight back at you with a "What the fuck do you want?" on his face. Like what? It's like he's like, they needed to know about it anyway.
No, they
They're
didn't.
not trying to throw us in jail for this garbage. I assume we're not getting.
I mean, I should be clear. Like Ruby and what's his name?
Jasper.
Just
Jasper.
Jasper. They didn't direct our actions. They never told us specifically what to do. But like we were involved with them throughout the course of the activity. Like we relayed all of the information to them.
They engaged us to go and take a look at the different areas where ley lines intersected at the town. So we did.
I suppose
And the
that's
first
within
place,
their purview.
the first place we got to, it was torrential downpour or whatever the heck was going. No, it wasn't even. It was just like marshy ground at first, wasn't it? I can't even remember.
You're making it
Someone
worse.
with better memory
Stop.
tell them. Someone with better memory
His
tell them.
look is getting flatter, if that were possible.
Oh, whatever.
It is colon pipe all day.
He's like, I can't remember well enough. I've gone through too many life and death situations in the past 2 days.
Do I have to put a tracer on each of you so I can figure out where the next disaster is going to happen?
Only if you want me to spend the next several weeks trying to figure out how to take it off.
Bad things happen to us. We don't actually do the bad things.
Well, it seems like wherever you are, there is a reasonable chance that something disastrous will happen.
I'm pretty sure this would have
Or
happened without
alternative way of looking at it is everywhere we go, we prevent something horrible from happening, and it just happens to be us that does it, and thus saves you from even worse collateral damage.
That would be a generous view of it.
I mean, is it not a true view of it?
Well, it depends on the causality of it.
Like the shrine
Oh,
situation.
right.
Had we not interacted with the shrines, that situation would have been even worse. In the Mother Argyle situation, had we not dealt with the situation, you would have had more children being kidnapped and whatever the hell sort of mass psychosis is happening in the town. I wrote up an entire police report at the at the guard station, and they probably have a physical record of it, but they had no knowledge of anything that I was talking about.
Yes, that was actually very helpful. That's why we're here. That did not make sense. And that was cause for alarm.
There must be a lot of alarm going on.
Yes?
Tulip is tired. Tulip is just so tired of this bullshit.
Okay, well, I think we've told you everything that we can think of and that we know right now. She's gonna give Chris another look. We're
This is just confused at all these looks.
We're staying at name of the inn that we're staying at. If you need us, you'll know where to find us.
How long do you intend on staying in town?
She looks at Chris briefly.
It'll probably take me a few days to figure out this thing, and he holds up the vial with the rock in it.
So give or take.
I don't know, 3, 4. It depends on how lucky I get with the ritual.
And that ritual doesn't require any untoward components or actions, I hope.
I don't know what you count as untoward.
I think
The
Chris
ink-
is the only untoward part of that ritual.
The ink in my skin.
Oh, that's a matter of personal preference, I think.
That's about it.
Very well. I look forward to hearing any of your results, and I sincerely hope we never meet again.
Yeah, same lady. Same.
You're free to go.
And, Yep.
Thanks.
Okay,
As
we just
unpleasant as
leave.
this was, I'm glad we elected to not run.
I'm glad you elected to not run.
We were seriously considering bolting.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we go back to the inn, and that's probably it for today.
Yes, we will end the active part of the session there, I think.
Oh my
Although I do want to have B make a comment to Chris before we end, because I'm
Yep.
probably gonna forget my next time. And she's going to look at him and she says, "You know, it's probably if she's not asking us about it, it's probably best not to bring up other things we were involved in, because you know people could see that in a very different way."
Alternatively, when they find out it was who was involved in it, and then we didn't talk to her when she wasn't trying to throw us in jail, then they try and throw us in jail.
No, then they ask us questions about it.
No, because why didn't we tell them?
Because it wasn't related. They didn't
That's
ask.
why.
I don't think that's how that works.
Are we really gonna have a fight? There's
Fuck
been
the
nothing
police.
but sibling arguments all fucking.
I mean, I think it's a relevant thing. If you're under like a truth detector, I don't think you should be opening up all of the cans of worms that you've got in your all the skeletons you've got in your closet so that they can ask about them.
Chris gives you a very flat look of I didn't open up any skeletons.
Tulip opened up all the skeletons.
he looks at you completely serious and says that there were no skeletons there.
And she puts her hand on her face and she says, "I think you're mixing your idioms."
The word
Silver
is
lining,
metaphor.
though, we
B.
get paid.
The word is metaphor.
Please.
Wasn't expected to get paid, and now we're getting paid.
Yeah, well,
It's like, yeah, we may have killed
Like
a
shrugs,
woman,
and it's
fuck
like
it.
whatever. Agree to disagree. At least they now know and won't try and throw us in jail. I'm gonna go and try and figure out what's going on with this.
yeah, have fun staring at rocks.
Speaking of ways that conversation could have gone much worse, I am actually legit surprised that she didn't ask us more probing questions about the ending of the Mother Argyle situation.
I mean,
Well, I think that was part of these when you said you told her everything. I think that was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I just given that Zigga's motivations were, I don't want Mother Argyle to fall into the church's hands.
I assume you
I
didn't
would have
say
thought that would have been. I didn't say that to her. I'm sure I found a way to legally say something true, but in a different way. I'm sure that's what Zigga would have done, but that she didn't try to press him on it in any way.
Well, she's going to very quickly know whether or not you lied.
Yeah, which is why Zigga wouldn't lie. He would have probably used mechanically in game, if we had it covered that extensively, it would probably have been a deception to tell the truth, but a half truth.
Sure. So if it does turn out, if it does turn out that there are more questions that need to be asked, she knows where to find you.
Yep.
Right, but she's already covered that part of the conversation. She can't go back to it now.
Yeah, she can.
No. We've already that
double
brand.
Jeopardy. You can't do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say the double Jeopardy. That's
As
the term I
if
was
double
looking
jeopardy exists. Come on now.
for.
It may be
Wait,
a
we were-
benevolent theocracy, but it is still a theocracy. If you blaspheme...
We also weren't tried. What are we on about right
Yeah.
now?
I'll question you over the same thing all day.
God.
Until you slip.
So, for next time, I would like to know what you would like to do.
Oh.
If we can
the-
skip the 4 days or whatever we assume it takes for me to just make occultism rolls, because I don't know if anyone else really has anything else to do in town, and then everyone can do whatever it is they do in that downtime. That
Yep.
would probably be good.
Yeah, we can DT over the gap.
Crystals.
You are under, apart from the compulsion that Chris has to tell them what he finds out, you are under no compulsion or external time pressure. So
How long is the festival for?
it will be done by the time you finished your.
Yeah, in which case, if we
investigation.
do that and then afterwards I talk to the spooky lot, and then we can do whatever.
Sure.
So what we're doing after is, I think that's what Tom is asking.
Yeah, I need to prep something.
Yep. And we go back to the world map briefly.
Yes, we can go back to the
Sure.
world map briefly. I will put myself there, and then I will put you there.
If they're looking into the whole situation here, I don't think we need to be the ones to resolve the whole cult potential thing. So B is more than happy to just get out of here when we're done finding out about the rocks. So we're up there.
The rocks and the ring, in fact.
We are very close to flat. It may actually be. So if you say that's your plan, B actually may mention that it might be safer if you don't find out about the ring before we meet with them again, because you can't lie about what you don't know.
Well, no, because he'll figure out what's going on with the rocks, go talk to them, and then go talk to the spooky people, which is the technical term.
Yeah. So yeah, don't do the ritual with the ring before.
No, I've already done the ritual with the ring, but they have no interest in it.
Okay, sure.
They passed the detectory thing over it and didn't give a shit. I'm wearing it the whole time.
Sure. Okay, well, after that, well, I see what is geographically closest, but I think
I would be, in fact, be like, no.
yep, I think that is indeed what B's reaction would be.
What would everyone else's reaction be?
I mean, I'd be down.
I think Flaxfield is a ruin,
Yeah.
and instead this is where Chris would want to go.
Unless, we can find some old enchanted weapons and stuff that our parents used. All their adventuring gear, all still pristine,
Magical gear does resist the ravages of time.
I don't
And
know if it
you
resists
do know that Angstrom, the old dwarf fella, the wizard, he did have magic shit in his tower.
Oh my god.
At which point, if we want to go there for an actual reason, like we have a reason to go there, then Chris won't say no. He won't look forward to it.
I mean, the biggest reason is the fact that we are more physically proximate to it than at any point in time, and we may not have another reason to come back there later. I mean, it's literally as close as we're going to get. It's less than a day, days two's walk.
It's our hometown. I think if we find any reason to come back later, it's more than accessible. I don't know that B would want to go there right now.
At which point, I think
it
the
might be
place.
out of the way, but if we need to go back there later, like if we find a reason to, and I think there, even fluff wise, there are reasons to visit home again.
Mhm.
I think it's worth. It's not an extra day or two of travel is not really a deal breaker there.
At which point, the sensible place to go is here, right? And either look for work or just see what's going on in the town.
Wait, which one? Agerton?
Agaton, yeah. If B is vehemently against going here,
I mean, honestly, Zigga's wanting to go back and see it. And to the point that, if B is just adamantly opposed to going, if we're on the road on the way to Agerton and we get to here or whatever, he's just gonna be like, okay, B, you can just sit in camp. I'm gonna go look. Because if we're popped right here, that's like a day trip walk.
It depends on what Zigga says is his reasoning for wanting to go back. It's not like B doesn't want to go back. What B doesn't want to do is to, like I said, what she is against is investigating the Mordford too closely. If it seems like Zigga just and the others, if they want to go back, are wanting to go back to essentially visit home.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Like I
okay.
want to go back
Yeah.
and see my home. Like see if the house is still there. Like
Right.
I mean, the thing is, right, that we won't even necessarily fight. Like, Chris, if we were having a conversation, right, and you're like, well, I don't want to go and investigate the thing there, Chris will be like, it affected the whole continent. Like,
Right.
there's even closer towns. There's no particular reason to go to Flaxfeld to look into the Mortifer. Like, there's
Sure.
like geographically speaking, this place is closer, right? As is Agaton.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
there is little to no reason to think we'll find more information about it in Flaxfeld. Like,
Yeah.
Chris wants to go here, and he will say as much. I want to go and see where it appeared, but other than that,
Sure. Yeah.
going to Flaxfeld is to go home.
That does sound like a compelling argument.
and a
B
non.
will
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
sure. B will still seem reluctant, but it seems more like an emotional thing of not wanting to see the ruins. But she understands that she does also want to see it. Like she's kind of conflicted in that sense. So yeah, then Flaxfell sounds like the place.
That's
And then
where we go.
non-game sense, like just a purely out of character thing, like a traditional dungeon crawl of looting the tower sounds like it would be a nice palate cleanser from the routinely grim stuff that we're doing. Like just a normal dungeon crawl.
I hear
You
you.
know?
I hear you. It's fine. Yeah, we can
The
make something
Wizard's
happen.
Tower. All right.
The Wizard's Tower. All right, sure. That's the next chapter in our book, I suppose.
God.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm fully expecting this area to be grim as fuck. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean the land's
Okay.
probably all like dead and defiled and stuff like that, potentially.
Cool. Oh, also, you level up.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
What a postscript that is.
Yes. Level 3 for next session, please.
Fantastic.
Okay, I need to do that. What do we get at level 3? Oh, I get level 2 spells, don't I?
Next 3 minutes.
Can we go up to expert proficiency in things
Yes.
now?
Yes, you can.
Guess I'm doing Arcana because I only get 1 skill increase. Wait, no. Occultism is my caster thing. isn't it?
Occultism is your caster skill, yeah.
Yeah, in which case it's occultism. Also, I've had to roll it so fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
I have a new lore skill. That'll
Ooh.
maybe come in handy.
I have a general feat.
And I can 17 assurance athletics now, so I can pass basic DC 15 checks without rolling.
Nice.
That's something. I've been stuck at 14 for the past.
Not a single clue what feat I'm taking.
You have
None.
plenty of time, don't worry.
Yeah. Also, level 2 spells. I don't know what level 2 spells there even are. A million of them.
A million,
Gotcha.
yes.
Good. roughly that many. Roughly 1 million spells.
Oh, I get level 2 summon animal. Let's see what that does.